Hey, coffee cuties, we are back with another banger. And today is a banger indeed, as this is my first ever live stream that is going to feature a call in portion. So, today we are going to discuss all the recent controversy surrounding Mielle Organics. Now, I want today's live to definitely be fair and balanced. So, you are free to share your experiences with the products, whether you have a positive experience or a negative experience. So, as you can see in the chat, I have dropped a link. It's also pinned on the screen with the StreamYard link if you want to come up and share your experience. If you don't want to come up and share your experience, you can also leave comments in the chat or you can super chat, and that, of course, will get the priority. So, how today's live is going to work is we are going to do a recap of my original video, The Rise and Fall of Mielle Organics. Next, we are going to insert some recent viral videos off TikTok. We are going to address some additional information that wasn't included in my original video, the recent controversy, and then I'm going to go over the CEO slash former owner, Monique Rodriguez's response to all the controversy, followed by some solutions, and then we are going to get into the call in portion. Now, I see some people are starting to roll in. So, hey, Luwana. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Thank you so much for joining. But we're going to go ahead and get started with the recap of my original video, The Rise and Fall of Mielle Organics. So, when I dropped my original video like 2 weeks ago, I had no idea that like a week later, Mielle Organics was going to go viral on TikTok. I was just sharing my experience, and it literally just took a life of its own all on TikTok. So, in my original video, just to recap, I discussed it, the original cancellations that the company was experiencing. So that included, for example, when the owner at the time, the CEO, Monique Rodriguez, she's the CEO now, but she was the owner, had her controversial back and forth with the YouTuber Lynn, which, by the way, I have Lynn's channel linked below so you can check out the original videos from like 4 years ago when all this popped off. So if you are not aware, Lynn made a video like many natural hair YouTubers do, where they're reviewing the product. And she just simply said that she was not a fan of the Mielle Organics rice water collection. So, for whatever reason, the owner, Monique Rodriguez, decided to get in her comment section and kind of have a back and forth with her, saying, oh, you didn't use the product correctly, or you don't, basically, in so many words, saying she didn't know what she was doing, etc. To which Lynn basically was saying she knows her hair, she knows what works for her hair, etc. But that is not where it stops. So if you are not aware, after the original back and forth, I guess the husband decided to jump in. Allegedly, Lynn did do a full video. So I have a link down below. You could check it out. But allegedly, the husband had found Lynn's contact information, reached out to her, and basically harassed her. There's no better way to put it. So that is when they faced their original cancellation, primarily from a lot of YouTube natural hair influencers. They just wasn't feeling the bullying, the harassment, etc. Also, a lot of women in the natural hair community also turned away from the product as well. I also discussed the next controversy, which was the rosemary oil drops being pushed by a lot of white influencers on TikTok. I know the natural hair community was not feeling that because they're like, hey, this product is for Black women. When you start to get a lot of white influence, a lot of people was feeling like that the formula may change, etc. So they definitely had a lot of pushback and faced some cancellation from a lot of the women in the natural hair community, followed by the sale of the company. So if you are not aware, Mielle Organics is no longer Black owned as of 2023. They did sell the company to P&G Beauty, but the company is still Black led, as Monique Rodriguez, who is now the CEO, alleges that she still has a lot of hand in the way the products are made, the formulations, etc. But in my original video, I did not address the fact that a lot of women in the natural hair community, particularly in the Coley community, felt like there was a lot of texturism within the ads, even before the company was sold. They felt like that type 3 hair was definitely pushed in the ads, etc. And they didn't really see a lot of type 4 Coley hair representation. So I definitely want to add that too, because I seen that comment going all throughout the original video. But again, when I made my video 2 weeks ago, I had no idea what was going on TikTok. Now, I do use TikTok. I have a TikTok, but I am primarily a YouTube girly myself. So it wasn't until maybe about 5 to 6 days ago that I realized my L Organics is going super duper viral on TikTok. Like, there's one video that I'm gonna play in a second that has like 4 million views, thousands of comments of women alleging that their hair is shedding, falling out, balding, burning scalps, just so much stuff. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen and show some of these videos just in case you are not on TikTok or you haven't been paying attention and you just want a better idea of what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to come back and talk about more. So I am sharing my screen right now. And we are going to start with the first video that I noticed, that the one that has like 4 million views is going viral. I'm going to share that one now and then share a few more and then come back with some more.
So I've been using Mielle's product. Something told me to go get it and just try it out. I should have did my research. Every time I wash my hair every single week, look at my fucking hair. Oh my fucking god. Every time I wash my hair every week,
This is why I go so hard on my platform. That creator has been using Mielle products, and every single time she washes her hair, clumps of hair come out. If you've been following me the last couple months, then y'all know how I feel about this oil. Y'all know how I feel about this brand. And y'all know how I feel about this woman. This is Monique Rodriquez. She was the original founder of Mielle, but she sold out to Procter & Gamble. This is John Moeller, and he is the owner of Procter & Gamble, who is now the owner of Mielle Organics. The amount of people who have reached out to me personally, either in DMs or in the comment sections, that said that they use Mielle products and they experience scalp irritations or massive hair loss or hair breakage, it's insane. There is no other reason for this except that when she sold out to Procter & Gamble, they changed the formula. Something is not right about this. I'm going to tag that creator and I'm going to attach the video that I posted where I exposed Mielle for selling out. Go to that video and just take a stroll down the comments section.
Hey guys, so this is not a joke. This is a serious matter that recently happened to me. My hair has been very long and healthy, which a lot of you guys know. So on my wash day, I was making a YouTube video, and on my wash day, I used the Mielle products to wash my hair, and guys, it damaged my hair tremendously.
Okay, I'm not sure what happened with that video, so I'm just going to move on to the next one and hopefully we don't have any issues.
So y'all remember when I told y'all not to use Mielle hair product? This is why. This is from the oil.
And I have one more that I'm going to share just to be fair and balanced. This is a girl who actually has positive experience with the product. And then I'm going to come back with more commentary. Oh, actually, we have one more that had a negative experience. Then we're going to move on to the positive. So I definitely want to share this one too. All right, now let's move on to the positive before we move on to more commentary.
All I'm gonna say is Mielle is not making my hair fall out. I don't think the problem is Mielle is making your hair fall out. I think the problem is Mielle is not for you. I have high porosity hair, so my hair loves protein. My hair loves Mielle. If you have low porosity hair, your hair is not going to love protein and Mielle. And protein, too much protein can you make your hair snap off, like break off real bad. So yeah, maybe that's why your hair is falling out. But I'm trying to figure out how everybody's hair is falling out at the same time, and we're all connecting it to Mielle. I'm confused. And in one video, I saw this girl literally had a bald spot that looked like it was caused from tight ponytails. If Mielle is going to give you a bald spot, it's not going to give you just one in the middle of your head. It's going to give you multiple throughout your head. Like, I honestly feel like we just see something to be mad at, we take it, and we just run with it. Because what? And then all this talk about a lawsuit against Mielle. I just saw a video saying there are no active lawsuits. Because the thing is, if you're going to sue Mielle, if a regular civilian like me is going to sue Mielle, I would need proof. Where would I get this proof from? You would have to actively only be using Mielle and documenting that. Like, I just don't understand.
All right, so I am back. So I that last video actually leads me to some talking points about why I am actually not a fan of cancel culture. However, I just feel like we should just have the most information that we need so we can make the best informed decision for ourselves. So the reason is that I do feel like some women hair loss, hair shedding, etc., is probably allegedly coming from the Mielle Organics products. However, when we talk about hair loss, there are just so many factors. It could be stress, it could be diet, it could be environmental, it could be hard water. There's just so many things, and I do want to say that it is interesting that so many people are coming out at the same time with the same experience. That could be either because when you see someone else talking about it, you realize what you're experiencing as well, which I definitely think that is happening in the majority. But I do want to address the fact, just to be fair and balanced, that sometimes when things are going viral and trends are happening, whether good or bad, there are some bandwagon hoppers that just come on and just want to be a part of the trend, etc., to go viral. So I have to be fair and state that as well. But next, I am going to get into this alleged lawsuit. So, the lawsuit, first, I'm going to show the product that the lawsuit is against. I'm going to share my screen now and show you that it is against the strengthening shampoo, the rosemary strengthening shampoo that you can see now on your screen. All right. Now that we see that, next I am going to go ahead and pull up the actual lawsuit. And I'm just going to highlight what it states. But the full lawsuit is actually in my description box. So be sure to check it out if you are interested in reading the whole thing. But let me pull that up now. I'm going to move down. As you can see, Mielle Organics is listed in the lawsuit, but I am going to move down to the portion that I am going to read about on this particular live. Okay, so right here is the portion that I am going to read about. So, allegedly, in the lawsuit, it states that there was a violation of Proposition 65. So, basically, in the state of California, you must publish and list ingredients that can cause cancer or birth defects. So, basically, it was a labeling issue in this particular lawsuit. So I do know there is a lot of allegations going around saying that the lawsuit is about hair shedding or thinning, etc. But this particular lawsuit is about a labeling issue. Now, I also do want to address that there is another lawsuit that allegedly took place as well before the company even sold. And that lawsuit was about hair loss. So I don't have that lawsuit with me, but if you want to leave a link to that in the comment section if you have found that lawsuit that took place before, again, Mielle Organics even sold the company. Be sure to leave a link to that down below. But again, to be fair and balanced, I just want to state that this particular lawsuit is more about a labeling issue. Um, for allegedly not disclosing things that may cause cancer or birth defects, which is a big deal nevertheless. But I also want to state that originally the owner was not really coming forward and saying anything for a while, but because it was just so much controversy happening and it's just so many people was just saying so many things, the CEO of the company did come out and make a statement. But before I share her statement, be sure to like the live so that it can really be pushed in the algorithm. Also, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to leave any and all thoughts down below. Also, be sure to hit that StreamYard link if you are interested in coming up and sharing your experience. Again, so I'm not going to play the full 5 minutes just for the sake of time, and I don't want people to just get bored for listening to a full 5 minute response. But I have the full response from Monique Rodriguez listed in the description box below if you are interested in listening to the full response. But I'm just going to play a highlighted version of this. I don't know if you ladies know, but this has reached the shade room, and that is where I'm going to be sharing her response from, the condensed version of her response. So this has definitely gone super viral at this point. It is beyond viral, like it's on the shade room. But I'm going to share her response and then come back with more commentary.
So I want to be crystal clear that my involvement in Mielle still as the CEO is a personal choice. I am deeply committed to staying actively involved in every aspect of the brand. From the product developments, I'm still involved. From the formulation to the packaging to the design, I am still involved. I pour my heart into every detail because this is my passion, and I'm dedicated to continuing to drive this business forward. Our products are created with healthy ingredients, and they are formulated to deliver safe and effective results. We've always taken great care in ensuring the quality of our products, and that commitment has never wavered. So if you have any doubts, I encourage you to explore our labels from 2019 to 2024. You will see that there have been no formula changes. When you look at the rosemary mint oil SKUs, a beloved product and a staple in the community, since the P&G acquisition, nothing has changed.
All right, we are back. So, a lot of people felt it was a lot of mixed reviews when it came to her response to the controversy. A lot of people flat out felt like she was reading from a teleprompter, or she had notes, etc. And they just didn't feel like it was a real genuine response. They felt like she should have spoke straight from the heart. I also want to add, when she stated that the formula has not changed, when she sold the company to P&G, I saw a lot of people actually stating that the issue may be that the formula hasn't changed, but where they get the actual ingredients may have changed since they sold the company to P&G. They may be trying to cut corners, for example. Just so many things may be involved in why the product is now causing all this alleged hair loss, shedding, etc. But again, when it comes to some solutions to deal with hair loss, shedding, etc., or just hair growth, if that is something that you are experiencing, I want to say a well-balanced diet is always going to be the best method. That includes protein, fish, chicken, eggs, omega-3s, nuts, superfoods, avocados, sweet potatoes, for example, green leafy vegetables, beans, lentils, fruits like berries, fruits. Now, when it comes to supplements, I do want to state that it is best to definitely consult with your doctor before you take supplements, especially when it comes to trying to do hair growth, etc. I actually have a video about that dropping this week. You want to get your blood work done to see like what you're actually deficient in, etc. Again, that is why some of the pushback is that we don't know if these women had other deficiencies, etc. So it is best to get your blood work done to see what your body actually needs before you just go popping all type of supplements. And another solution to this is to not hop on any trends, products, etc. without doing your own research. So I know a lot of people in my comment section was like, well, what black owned brand should we stand behind, etc. I can only speak from my own personal experience. I do use the Dew and Camille Rose, but after all this controversy, I honestly feel like I am going to start investing in trying to learn how to make my own products with natural ingredients so that I can just know what's in my products, etc. So I am going to definitely keep you updated on the journey as I learn how to make my own oils and hair greases, etc., and just see if I notice a difference in my hair, because I actually did use Mielle Organic. So I am not speaking from a hypothetical situation. I am speaking from a personal experience. So I used the pomegranate and honey line. I actually had more experience, positive experience with that line for like it was a couple years I was using that line. I didn't really notice any issues, but I did at the end start noticing that my hair was more dry and I'm spending all this money on this product, etc. So I just ended up throwing it away. And that actually was part of the motivation to my the rise and fall of my L Organics video. But then I also used the rosemary line, the one that is causing all of this controversy. I use the oils, I use the shampoo, the deep conditioner, I use the conditioner, and I only used that one for like a month because I noticed immediately my hair was fried, dyed, laid to the side. Like I might have been one of these women coming out saying that I lost all my hair if I wasn't being attentive to my hair and how it normally feels compared to how I felt after using those products. So again, this is firsthand experience. This is in no way to just say that the products don't work for no one, etc. But I'm going to share my opinion and perspectives on my channel to allow the Corley community to be able to make the best informed decision when it comes to what they do with their hair. Before I move on, another product that I was standing behind is As I Am, but I have a banger of a video about As I Am dropping this week. That is definitely going to shock the Coley community. So I'm going to save that for my video. But that is why I did not mention it in the original what black owned brands that some people are standing behind. Now, also when it comes to hairstylists, because a lot of people are feeling like they lack the education when it comes to their hair, their what their hair needs, etc. Because hair is definitely a personalized experience. Right now, the only person that I am going to stand behind is linked in my comment description down below. And that is the African Hair Guide, who actually did an interview with me last week on live. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to do so. But be sure to go to his channel, book him, etc. And just again, he's the only hairstylist that I feel like that I know personally that really has a love for natural hair, curly hair in particular. So that is who I stand behind. But the monologue portion of this is over. I am going to move on to the next portion because I definitely want to hear from you. I want to hear, how did you feel about the CEO's response? How do you feel about the product? Again, both positive and negative. What is your overall thoughts of all this controversy? What are your thoughts on the alleged lawsuit, the videos I played, just so many more? Be sure to like the video. Again, priority is definitely going to go to super chats in the chat, or you can hit the link. I'm going to drop it right now again. So just in case you were not here earlier and didn't see it or is not pinned, I guess it's still on the screen, but I'm still going to drop it in the chat anyway. Thank you so much for telling them to get the likes up. I'm going to read a few comments before I go backstage and bring people up. So on StreamYard, I'm still not sure how to go back. So I can only see a couple of comments. It says, please, I hope As I Am is safe. I love their products. Now, I'm not going to say that their products are not safe, quote unquote, but I feel like there is a little bit of misrepresentation when it comes to As I Am that I'm going to discuss this week. Someone else said that they did notice my hair was kind of different after using the line. I don't know. Yes, I noticed that too. Like, I feel like, again, my hair was drier than it's ever been after using the line. But they did say that they like the rosemary line. So again, some people are going to like certain things, some people are not. It's a personalized experience, so there is no right or wrong answer. But I am going to go ahead and bring up someone that I see backstage. So I'm going to add them to the stage and unmute their mic. But first, I want to say, if you do come up on the stage, please no cussing, be respectful, and just, you can share your opinion open and honestly, but again, I don't want it to just be vulgar, cussing, etc. So let's see if they are still ready. Hello, can you hear me, Simone?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Hey, thank you so much for joining. And what is your experience with Mielle Organics?
Oh my goodness, horrible. Absolutely horrible. And this is my opinion. I will never, I don't even want to see the name anymore. My experience happened last summer. Typically in the summertime, I wear my hair braided in various styles. So I really don't do any silk presses while it's really warm. I live in a city. We have 6 months of winter, 6 months of summer. So primarily through the fall and winter, I'm silk pressed out. So in October of last year, I started getting my hair back silk pressed, and all summer. Now I do take a medication for high blood pressure, and I've been taking that medication for 4.5 years at that time, so five now. And so it never caused any issues with my hair. I have 4C, super, super thick hair. I've always had super thick, medium to long hair. Um, Never really had any issues. I don't really have any allergic reactions to anything that I know of. Um, so I used the drops off and on, but I primarily did it in June, July, and a little bit of August. And when I went back to get my hair done, I go to a stylist maybe once a month just to for my color. I get blonde in my front and everything. My hair was thin in the back, thin, noticeably thin. I noticed I had, in between getting my hair braided, I had a lot of shedding, a lot of shedding. Now, typically when you take the braids down, sometimes you do get a little bit more shedding. So it didn't dawn on me right away. I wasn't wearing my hair down or straight. So after she did it and I got home, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not getting anything chemically treated. I mean, I've always gotten color in my hair, always, never had any effect. Same brand, same stylist, no problem. But it was so thin, it was see through in the back, see through.
Wow.
And I only used the drops. I didn't use the shampoo. I didn't use the conditioner. I didn't use anything else. All I used was those freaking drops. And they thinned my hair out. Now, initially, I'm still tripping. I'm thinking, oh, maybe, something's going on. Let me go get it was time for my physical, my annual physical. So I got all that stuff done, breast exam, all that, blood work, everything. Everything came back great. Thank God. So I got to thinking, like, well, I don't know. I'm still not thinking it's Mielle. So I go back the next month, get my hair done again. And so it's maybe a day or two later, I put the drops in. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get my hair thick again. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I had too much tension with the braids or whatever. I'm getting older. I'm thinking all this stuff. So maybe after maybe 2, 3 days after putting those drops in, my whole head was like a scab. My
Wow.
whole scalp was a scab, like old school perms when you would get burned, chemically burned. It was a scab.
Wow.
And I'm like, wait a minute, it feels different. I'm itchy. And so I'm going through, I'm like, wait a minute, why am I getting all this, white, brown, like flakes on my
Mhm.
clothes and stuff? I'm like, what's going on? Just got my hair done 4 days ago, 5 days ago. And that's when I said, let me do some research because I know I hadn't, I've been going to the same stylist for 20 years and never had any issues. Um, so I know she's using the same product. She hasn't switched up. And, I even called her, talked to her, and, we talked about it. And so I did some research and I in popped all of these videos of people experiencing the same thing that I was experiencing, the scabbing, the extra dryness, the thinning, and they all had used those drops. And I saw it on various social media platforms. I'm not going to name them, but various social media. But I always saw that Mielle or whoever their PR team was coming in, trying to drown out their opinions and their experiences. But I know it was those drops. I know it was because I hadn't used anything different. I stick to the same routine, the same hair routine. I try not to do anything to pull on my hair, because I'm one of those people. I don't want my edges messed up. So I don't do a lot of extra stuff. I don't do a lot of weaves, primarily just braids. And that Mielle, those drops, the rosemary mint drops, messed my hair up. It's slowly getting back thicker. My beautician, she had me go on a regimen of just detoxing and washing my hair once a week and just doing some things. She provided me some other products to help, but primarily I'm just kind of wearing it up, ponytails, down, ponytails. But I know for a fact it was that Mielle. But I know other people it doesn't do that because I have a best friend. She has twists, dreads or whatever, and she hasn't noticed any issues. But for me, it was horrible, horrible. So I'll never use their products again ever. And after seeing that her response, it really makes me salty hearing how nasty she was.
Thank you so much, first of all, for coming up and sharing your experience. And I'm just so sorry you had to go through that, but I'm just so thankful that you have firsthand experience that you are willing to share with other Black women so that we can make informed decisions about what products we are putting in our hair. So
Mhm.
I'm also glad to hear that you have a good hairstylist that is working with you to help you get your hair back to its healthy state. That is awesome because good hairstylists, like I said, and many other videos are definitely needed because it's only so much our education can go about hair. We're trusting that these products have our best interests, and when they don't, it is disheartening. There's no other way to put it. So again, I have
Absolutely.
to deal with scabs, things that we walked away from when we stopped getting relaxers. That's part of the reasons that we don't get those relaxers is because we don't want to have to deal with that. So it is unfortunate that we still have to face many of these same problems that again we faced when we were going through our relaxer phases. I'm just so glad again that your stylist is working with you and that you're sharing your experiences and that you are on a road to get your hair back to a healthy state.
Yeah, I mean it was devastating because I'm like I've never experienced this before, and the first thing I'm thinking it was a health issue. I'm thinking, we get older, as you get older, sometimes your hair thins naturally or whatever. But it had to be that, and I wish I would have thought about that sooner doing some research, but it just never dawned on me that this quote unquote hair serum would mess my scalp up, thin my hair. I don't know. I just, I think the summer gap with me not really wearing my hair straight, that's where the damage was done the most. So I just wish and I've kept the bottles because I bought I was I was buying that stuff all summer last summer because I'm just thinking, okay, and my hair and I did that mainly because my hair really, really grows a lot in the summertime, throughout my years of, you know, going through different styles and all that. My hair really, really grows in the summer when it's hot. I can grow at least an inch and a half of hair. And so I'm thinking I'm doing a good thing, but I was damaging my hair the whole time, the entire time. So I don't know, and it's a lot of people. It's a lot. I've saw at least 7 or 8 videos of women who experienced the same thing. One young lady, her hair was almost exactly like mine, super thick, and she showed. I don't take pictures and selfies and all that. I'm older, so I don't take all that. But she was taking pictures of how it was before and after, and it was. I had the same thing happen to me, the exact same thing, and it's. I don't know if I don't know when their product switched up hands, when they went to another white owner or whatever, but it for a moment I felt like it ruined my hair. I mean, ruined it. It would be thick after I wash it, but after I flat ironed it and did the silk press, because I do my own hair in between it was just thinner. It was just I had to start using clip-ins to give the, the fullness that I wanted, that I naturally typically had. I had to start putting clip-ins in my hair. So it's be very cautious. All I can say, maybe it won't affect your hair. Like I said, a dear friend of mine, she's been using it and hasn't it, but she doesn't wear her hair straight. She wears her hair twisted, twisties, dreads, locks, whatever. So she doesn't wear her hair like I do. But she hasn't noticed any scalp issues. But mine, it was, I mean, can you imagine your whole entire head is a scab?
That is
A
crazy.
scab. It was because I kept running my fingers through. I'm like, my scalp feels a little different. It just never dawned on me until I started seeing those videos. I'm like, oh my God, that's what I've gone through. But and they to me, they need to be more accountable, really, honestly, because they
I
can find
agree.
themselves in a some sort of legal action. Because I've kept all my stuff. I went back and got some of the receipts where I bought them, because if they have any class actions, I'm joining, because my stylist can attest to what it did to my hair. It was horrible. And like I said, I have super thick hair. Okay, super thick hair, and I never had thin hair in my life, ever. So, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ramble on, but
Oh
this
no, it's
when I
fine.
saw your video, I was like, oh my God.
I'm hearing allegedly there is a class action suit in the works. That is alleged. I'm not sure, but if there is something that comes into play, I'm definitely going to share it on my channel. So be sure to subscribe. Anybody who hasn't subscribed, because I'm definitely going to keep everyone up to date on what the latest news is that I find about this whole controversy.
Okay.
I do see that there is someone else backstage. So I want to once again thank you so much for coming up and sharing your experience. Be sure to continue to interact in the chat room as well. But again, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. But I'm so glad that you're here to educate the Quali community.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'll be in the chat.
Okay, great. See the next up. Let's okay. It says someone is back there, but it's not letting me add them. So I'm not sure. I'm just gonna drop them down. Okay. Then it says mod. I'm not sure if this is my actual mod or just someone who went by that name. So we're gonna see. Hello. Okay, looks like they are not there. So let's go ahead and remove them as well. I want to get back to the comment section. Let me go ahead and share the link again to come up on stage. If you have an experience or if you want to share your experience in the chat, please be sure to do that as well. Um, and again, of course, super chats will get the priority. Yes, we do need a pro Mielle to call in. I agree. I want to hear both perspectives. So if you are pro Mielle, please call in as well, because I want to hear some good experiences that people have had as well. If you would have asked me that a year ago, I would have been one of the pro Mielles when it came to the pomegranate and honey. But then unfortunately, I just started to experience some negative things. So, um, yes, there are some cuties that have the whole collection. Call in and make any type of claims and folks just believe it. I agree. Oh, okay. You commented on my video, the Imon show. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, but that is true. Anyone can call in and make any type of claims, etc. That's why I do want to keep it fair and balanced. So the Imon show, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but if you click the link, you can tell me how to pronounce your name. If you use the product, please come up and share your experience. You don't have to get on camera. You just share your experience if it is positive, because I definitely want to hear that as well. So, yes, please, if you have positive experiences, because in the chat, there was many women that actually commented that they had no issues, they didn't notice any scalp issues, any hair loss, etc. So, and when they commented that, I didn't delete any comments. I just said that's wonderful that they are not experiencing any negativity. But it looks like we have someone else who is going to join us, so I'm going to add them to the stage. Hey, thank you for joining. Please share your experience with Mielle Organics. Can you hear me?
Very good.
Can you hear me?
Hey, you.
Hey, do you have any experience with Mielle Organics?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe you're just here to play. So if you don't have any experience, I'm just going to remove you from the live.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, let's get back on to the chat. Right, creep. I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway, because I find it very odd. My mom has um I don't want to make a complaint on TikTok. We're wearing. Okay, so it says a lot of women that were complaining on TikTok were wearing knotless braids. Those braids are damaging. So is the hair, it's all damaging. Okay, so I can agree with that because I actually did do a video about um protective styles and how braids can be damaging to the hair. So I agree with that 100%. Someone said, LOL, this is not Kendra G show. I agree with that. Like, before shampooing your hair, ladies, take the time to properly detangle your hair and pre-poo your hair, then shampoo. I agree with that as well. Please come up, girl, because like you have a lot of opinions and you were in the comment section. I want to hear your experience. So please come up and share all your knowledge, like so that we can have a fair and balanced live. Those braids will destroy your density. I agree with that 100%. Somebody said if this was Kendra G show, I would have said something rude. LOL. I don't how they even found my live. I don't know. This is a live about natural hair, curly hair in particular. So I don't know where he came from, but anyway. I use the Mielle pre-poo as well. So what was your experience with the pre-poo? I got this. Like, let me know because I actually never used the pre-poos at all. So someone said she said this is my issue with Monique. Instead of giving away Mercedes Benzes, she could invest in making more educational videos. I agree with that as well. So braids made my edges thin out. I've quit and my hair has been so healthy. I agree with that 100%. Those braids can definitely be damaging to the hair. You definitely have to be careful and you definitely have to make sure that your hair is in a healthy state before you get protective styles such as braids, etc. So someone said is as I am safe. I'm not going to say that it's not safe. Again, I'm not an expert when it comes to breaking down products, ingredients, etc. But I did find some information that it is a little bit of some misrepresentation coming on when it comes to the brand. But are the products causing any hair loss, alleged shedding, etc.? I haven't heard anything like that. We do too much to our hair. We truly do too much. So there's buildup of product and mechanical damage. I truly want Black women to leave their hair alone. I agree. When it's all these trends that come about, we are unfortunately doing a lot to our hair that can be damaging. Unfortunately, a lot of Black women try to manipulate their hair to get it to look like something that it is not naturally meant to do. So they're using 20 plus products to get some type of wash and go, twist out, etc. When we should just be embracing our curly hair. I did a live with the African hair god, which, if you are not aware, is a hairstylist, and he broke down what a standard routine should consist of. So be sure to check out that live if you're interested in knowing that information. Someone said, I wanted braids. Now I'm afraid. LOL. Don't be afraid. Just definitely do your research. Make sure your hair is in a healthy state before you add on those braids. The main thing that causes the damage when it comes to braids as well is not having your hair moisturized enough because you're not able to properly moisturize your hair when it's tucked away in those braids. So definitely make sure you are moisturizing your hair before you even get the braids as well. Someone said, do not get braids. I'm old school black hairstylist. Black women need to stop with the wash days. It's embarrassing. Wash your hair like you wash your body. Clean your hair is better. Clean hair is better than a hairstyle. I agree with that. We are doing too much. I've been wanting to try kinky straight clip-ins, then mimic my own hair type. Definitely do that if you are going to wear any type of weave. Definitely allow it to mimic your curly hair. Someone said, "As I am is great. The detangle has so much slip." I'm happy to hear that you are experiencing positive results from As I Am. Be sure, I'm gonna leave the link in the comments again. Click the link if you have any experiences with Mielle Organics, both positive and negative, and also share what you are using if you were a Mielle Organics user and you are no longer using the product. So let me get this link and I'm going to put it in the chat once again. Also, Mielle Organics needs to include the pH of each product on the label due to porosity. If your hair is low porosity and you're using a high porosity product, bad things will happen. I agree with that as well. There definitely should be more educational information on labels when it comes to these natural hair products. And that does not just include Mielle Organics, that's across the board. I agree with the sorry, was a comment before that. Yes, we should stop manipulating our hair. I agree 100%. I agree with too many products. I refuse to spend an entire day doing my hair. Yes, I don't want people to think that Monique will intentionally harm Black women. She truly an awesome woman, honestly, a good person. Let's educate her. I agree. I don't want this to sound like it is a bashing section session towards Monique, the CEO, former owner of Mielle Organics. I want people to share their experiences, both positive and negative. I want it to be a fair and balanced live. And yes, the most important thing is to educate so we can know, so the people that own these brands can know what to do, what not to do, etc. It is definitely all about education because she's not the only one who sold the product and sold her product to a bigger company, etc. And this is, she's not the first, she won't be the last. So education definitely needs to take place. I watched a video of Coley cuties wearing their hair without styling products, and it looks so beautiful. I agree. Our hair looks good. I promote shrinkage, less products, all of that. I feel like our hair looks good in all of its states, not just the stretched out, overload of product type of state that is typically pushed on us. Twice a week would be way too much for me. I agree. If you're talking about like washing your hair twice a week, yeah, I just wouldn't even have the time to do that. I typically wash and style my hair once a week. That's all I'll have the time for. But yes, let's educate her. And maybe there are fakes being sold as well at this weird beauty store. How do we know fakes from China are not being sold? That is a good point about the fakes because honestly, when not only beauty stores, you definitely have to be careful with the beauty stores you are going into. I typically buy my products from Sally Beauty because I just feel like that it may be more legit, but again, if not, correct me if I'm wrong, because if I don't need to be shopping at Sally's Beauty, let me know. But I also feel like when you're buying products off Amazon, you could run into some fakes. Like, so definitely make sure if you're buying your hair products, and again, this is not just Mielle Organics, this is just in general, make sure it's coming from the source and not some third party seller, etc. Because it can, again, a lot of fakes out there, so be careful. But we have another person that is coming up on the stage now. Can you hear me? Let me unmute their mic. Hey, thank you for joining. Are you here to share your experience about Mielle Organics?
I am. Good evening, coffee cuties. I'll make this really quick. Okay, so I've been. Can I start? I'm sorry.
Mhm,
Can I go?
mhm,
Okay, so I've been natural since 2009. Going through all the products as we do, trying to figure out how to transition, all that good stuff. I normally do my hair myself. I don't wear braids. I don't wear tension styles. I have a pretty good handle on my hair. I decided to try my out because I saw the $5 sales, the $6 sales. I was like, let me try something new. I tried the pomegranate honey line, and the smell is amazing. So let's start there. The packaging is amazing. The smell is
mhm.
amazing. The marketing is genius. The problem is there's something wrong with the products. I bought everything from that line, from the pre-poo all the way to the curling custard to do my twist outs. And like the previous caller said, I developed a scab in my head. My scalp is on fire. I literally use the curling milk every day. So I would put my hair in my style and then twirl some of the curling milk on the end of my hair. And the more I use it, the drier it got. Today, after researching a little bit, I took all the products out of my closet. I put them away to save for testing or whatever. But you know what I had to do, Coffee Cutie? I had to literally strip my hair with apple cider vinegar. I had to use ISO Plus. The neutralizing shampoo is also great for stripping products and buildup. And then I had to go in with the Melanin Hair Care deep conditioner. And that is how I am trying to get my hair back to where it used to be. I'm sitting here right now in some some big plaits having it dry. And I don't know, I'm just so scared. I'm nervous. I don't want to jump on the bandwagon to bash another sister, but something is really really going on, and I hope that we can get to the bottom of it. I hope that she becomes more apologetic and acknowledge the issue, and then we can move forward, because we're here to support her. If we weren't supporting her, then we wouldn't have the products to try. But I don't know. I just hope that we can resolve it, and I hope that everyone that's dealing with these issues, that they, it resolves sooner than later. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. So I want to ask, so I know you said that you detox your hair and things like that. Did you have to go to like a hairstylist to really basically re-educate you about your hair? Or was you able to deal with it all at home?
Yeah, so it's funny. Thank you for asking that question. I was rambling, I forgot. So I actually checked. I went to the doctor and I got my hormones checked. I'm looking to plan a family soon. So I got my hormones checked. My hormones are perfectly fine. And then I went to a natural hair specialist, and she was telling me that your scalp is sore. It's red, it's inflamed, and you have a patch that you've never had before. So a stylist who would normally trim my hair when I need trims, I style my hair myself. She acknowledged it. She said your scalp is red. It's not healthy, and your hair, you have so much breakage. Like at the root of your hair is just snapping, snapping, snapping. So that's the remedy that she gave to me, to detox with the bentonite clay with the apple cider vinegar, going with the isopropyl to try to strip everything out, and then go back in with the melanin hair care. So it wasn't hormones, because I checked that for other healthcare reasons, and it something that was observed by someone else. My regular stylist who would clip my hair, she too saw the weirdness and asked me what was going on. So I just hope that we can resolve this. I wish all the ladies good luck, but hold on to your products just in case. Don't throw them away just yet. Thank you so much
I
for taking my
I
call.
agree. Oh, no problem. Thank you so much for coming up and sharing your experience so we once again can educate each other. Again, I'm sorry to you as well that you had to go through that, but I'm just so thankful that you're able to share your story. So again, so many other Black women won't have to deal with the similar experiences.
I agree. Take care of yourself, ladies. Good night.
Good
Bye.
night. All right, so I was kind of reading the chat as well, and someone said to not to not recommend or not allow Black women to get braids is crazy. I don't say don't get braids. Me personally, I say that you should definitely make sure that your hair is in a healthy state before you get the braids. If you want to check out all of my solutions, be sure to check out my video about protective styles. But you definitely want to make sure that your hair is properly moisturized before you get the braids, because when your hair is tucked away in those braids, your hair can become very dry, and that causes split ends, breakage, etc. So I know that there is some altering opinions in the chat, but that's just my personal opinion. So let me read some more things that's going on in the chat. Yeah, someone literally said, I moisturize my braids regularly so I don't go through damage. Someone else said, do not get braids, especially low density and fine hair. The braids are too heavy. That weight will split your hair shaft. So I do agree that some women do experience that due to the heaviness of the braids. However, everyone has their own personalized experiences and how they choose to style their hair. So if you're going to get braids, protective styles, etc., just properly educate yourself and definitely go to someone who knows what they're doing. Like, don't just go to any kitchen stylist, etc., so you can prevent some of these things from happening. The Uh, am I pronouncing your name right? The Amon. I'm one to butcher a name. I think a lot of people call me out for saying that her name was Michelle versus Monique, etc. But please come on the stage. Are you at work or something? Are you not able to come up? Because you definitely have a lot of opinions and perspectives and a lot that I actually agree with. So I definitely want you to be able to share your opinions on the stage for the audience to hear. Do not get braids, Coley Cutie. Dang, I keep missing my spot. One day we will do a live on these braids. Okay, okay, you're in bed. Okay. Hey, everyone who said hey to me, thank you so much for joining. Again, if you have both positive or negative experiences when it comes to Mielle Organics, be sure to come up on the stage and share it with the Coley community. Again, you don't have to get on camera. I am just interested to know both good and bad what you think about the product. So until someone else comes on stage, be sure to like, comment in the chat, subscribe to the channel, as now we're on our way to 7,000 subscribers. I just hit 6,000. So I do want to take the time to thank each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel and for blowing up my rise and fall Mielle Organics video. Again, I had no idea that a week later she would be going super duper duper viral about some things that I didn't even originally address in my video. But again, so someone is already dropping the tea about As I Am in the chat. I seen two people drop the tea that it's not black owned. So I'm gonna do a deep dive on As I Am next week, but it's just too many people already spilling the beans. So that is partially what I'm gonna share, but I'm gonna have a lot more information. So be sure to check out that video. I have a lot more videos. It's not just gonna be Mielle Organics. I have Carol's daughter on the list this week. I'm going to be dropping that video on Tuesday. I'm going to get into Olaplex, and then I'm going to get into Shea Moisture. Who else is on the list? Design Essentials. So many brands are on the list. So please don't think I'm picking on Mielle Organics, because we're going to get into all of them. I'm going to be addressing any and all controversies that I hear or see about any product. Again, this is not against Monique Rodriguez individually. I don't know her personally. I don't know anything about her. I just kind of know about Mielle Organics. I don't follow the actual owners of these brands. So again, nothing personal at all. Someone named Rachel K said, As I Am is not black owned. Still love it though, or still love it. I actually still use As I Am as well. It's still in my cabinet until I see that it's not doing well with my hair. Then, of course, I'm going to have to go another route. So, yes, someone didn't know As I Am it was not black owned. They're spilling the beans all in the comment section. So, I definitely got to get this video out as soon as possible. So, yes, if you're on the live, you're getting some exclusive tea, but I'm going to do a full deep dive on the brand this coming week or next week. So, be sure to check that out. Someone said, yes, it is personal. LOL. I don't know Monique Rodriguez personally. Again, I never followed her to know her personality type. I didn't like her back and forth when it came to Lynn. So, yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like how her husband jumped into man, or a man jumping into women business and confronting a woman, finding her phone number allegedly, all that type of stuff. I definitely didn't stand behind that. That's kind of all I knew about her personality individually. I just kind of again followed the actual product, and I'm giving my opinion about the actual product. So I'm all for Monique Rodriguez getting educated and coming forward and just being humble and just embracing what the Coley natural hair community is saying and hopefully making some improvements to the product. So again, it's not personal because I'm definitely willing to be open to her being more properly educated. Maybe she needs to get with some other chemists, some hairstylists, etc. Listen to the natural hair community, all the above. Please do. And dang, the comment about design essentials went away. It's just moving too fast. Which clarifying shampoos do you like? So the only one that I actually use at the moment is from As I Am, me personally. However, if you go to my live with African Hair God, he discussed what his favorites was. So I definitely would recommend listening to that live as well and just kind of seeing between the two. But that's the one that I use currently before the live that I did with him. So if you want a great rosemary clarifying shampoo, use the one for Affida. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Because I will butcher a name. So, oh yeah, thank you, the one that asked about the clarifying shampoo. Thank you so much for being a member on the channel. I really appreciate it. So you actually were in the live too. So I guess you just want my opinion on what my favorite clarifying shampoo is. And right now, I only use As I Am. So again, Affida. Okay, so I guess I butchered it as usual. So be sure to check that out and just do your own research and see if you ladies like that product. So my hair stopped responding to products after using them for a while. I have to switch up brands anyway. So that is a good point too. Be sure to switch it up, see what your hair likes, don't like. Also be sure to go, if you want to properly educate yourself, go to stylists that you can trust and really have knowledge about quality natural hair. Okay, another comment said, I also think a lot of people have issues with their hair because they do not clarify. I agree with that. You cannot use heavy products and not clarify. It will cause dryness and make moisturizing harder. I agree with that 100%. If you have 4C hair, you must use a clarifying shampoo. You have to clarify your hair and even use a clay mask. So I'm not really sure about the clay mask portion of that, but be sure again to do your own research as well. Can't wait to see the other videos. Thank you for your knowledge. No problem, CJ Speaks. They are coming. Again, Carol's daughter is next up. That one will be probably dropping on Tuesday. I was going to drop it tomorrow, but since I did this live, I'm going to let this one settle. But Carol's daughter next up, Shea Moisture, As I Am, Olaplex, just so many more. Again, I'm gonna drop the link once again. So there's a lot of people watching, but nobody's coming up. I want to speak to you, ladies. Be sure to hit the link so we can chit chat about Mielle Organics. So there's the link. Come on stage. Your girl does not bite. I want to hear everyone's perspectives and opinions, etc. So someone says, I realize my hair loves clarifying shampoos. I clarify, like, I kind of follow what the African hair guy said before I even went live with him. If I clarify too much, my hair it feels like straws. So I probably can only do it like once a month. Me personally, I have 4B to 4C hair. I have pictures of my hair on my TikTok if you want to see what my hair looks like. Also on my membership channel, I have a video of my real hair getting detangled so you can have an idea of what my hair looks like. So be sure to join my membership channel if you are interested to see what my curly hair looks like. But I would say I have like 4B to 4C hair if you're into the whole hair charting system. I know a lot of people are not really into that. So, but that is the best way that I can kind of classify my hair. Of course, it kind of has its own uniqueness to it. It's hard to kind of put your hair in a box because I feel like my hair does have a little bit of admixtures in it. I may even have a little bit of 4A. I just know I have curly natural hair. So someone else says I have used the clay and ACV to detox. I do it maybe twice a year. My hair always feels good and springly. Um, I do incorporate clarifying shampoos when needed. So yes, some people do clarify that's like, twice a year, etc. I do know when I used to use the Aztec clay mask, like and it was maybe like once or twice a year. You definitely cannot use that like every week, every month. That's definitely, I would say, when I decide to blow dry my hair, etc., then I would decide to use the Aztec clay mask, which I kind of stopped doing because I feel like after the Mielle organics products, my hair is just naturally more dry, so I don't use it as of late. But I used to use it, and my hair used to feel so good. It used to feel real springly, having that shrinkage, that elasticity that I really actually enjoy to feel my hair feel like. But unfortunately, I had to kind of give it a break. But hopefully, I can get back to that. Someone said, I use Mielle's deep conditioner and love it. That is the only product by them that I use. I love it. Which product do you use? Which deep conditioner? Because they have like a lot of different brands, etc. So I'm glad to hear that you have some good results from the product. I also want to know, which product line do you use to have those good results? Again, be sure to join me on the stage if you have some opinions about Mielle Organics. I want to hear any and all comments, perspectives. Again, you don't have to get on camera, but I definitely want to hear your stories. Someone said, I wash my hair with aloe vera, and that is it. So that's interesting. Now I do use a pre-poo that is aloe vera, but it has coconut oil as well. It's from African Pride. But that's interesting that you wash your hair with it. I would like to know your experience with washing your hair with just aloe vera. And you're using the natural aloe vera, like the plant, and then you're using that on your hair. Leave some more details so we can all be up on like how you do that exactly. Someone said, I love rose water. Where do you love, which brand or product do you love when it comes to rose water? Like, do you use the Mielle Organic? Do they have a rose water line? I'm not familiar with that, but let me know if they do, or if not, which product do you use? So you still use Olaplex, the Amon show? Um, like, do you still get good results from Olaplex? Because you basically said you invest in a good bond repair treatment like the K 18, and then you name Olaplex as well. I'm curious to know what your experience with Olaplex is, because I know a lot of people have some negative experience when it comes to that brand as well. So I'm just curious to know what you think about that product as well. Yes, I use number 3, Olaplex number 3. Okay, I actually never use Olaplex number 3. I only use the oil. I still have it in my cabinet, and I only use that oil if I'm actually like blow drying my hair. I don't use that just for like my coily hair in its coily state. So you said Olaplex, please. People need to follow the directions. Okay, so people are not actually using the product correctly. So that's interesting to know. Again, everyone, if you have some opinions about Mielle Organics, please hit the link and join me on the stage. I want to hear from you, both positive and negative. Lots of cream and heavy moisture for high porosity, regular deep conditioning, and high oil treatments. I do mine as a pre-poo. I hope this helps. Oh, you were responding to someone. So thank you so much for joining me. I was reading your comments, but I guess you were responding to someone else. So since we are kind of waiting, let me know if you can still hear me. I am going to pull up the full response from the owner. Press 1 if you can still hear me while I am going to go find her full response, since we are waiting for some more people to join the stage before we close it out. If no one else has anything else to say. Okay, yeah, you ladies can still hear me. Okay, so I am going to go to her full response since we are still waiting for more opinions, since I didn't play the full response earlier.
I'm gonna say Mielle is not making my hair fall out.
Let me pause this one. Thank you so much. Someone said, I love your. Oh, there's someone on the stage. So I am going to pause her full response and hear what the Coley community has to say and then go forward. Hey, thank you so much for joining. Are you here to share your experience about Mielle Organics? Oh, let me.
Yes, just sharing a little bit. I will say I don't have much experience with her product line, other than like using it here and there because my sister has it as well, mainly uses it. But I will say, I did not after the Lynn situation, I just swore off her product line, not supporting it financially. And then also the fact that in her marketing, I didn't see a lot of like kinky afro textured hair featured. It never really appealed to me as much as a brand, just because it didn't feel like they were marketing to me.
Gotcha. So I felt that way with some of the brands, but when she did the pomegranate and honey line, that's the only one that I initially gravitated to because allegedly that was more for curly hair. But some of the other lines, I don't feel like they were curly hair focused. So that is interesting that you point that out as well, because that was actually something that I forgot to add in my original video. But when you were using the products here and there, did you notice any alleged hair shedding or balding, or did you notice any negative experiences or positive experience from when you used the products briefly?
I only used them about once or twice because I was in a pinch. What I did notice is that they were like very heavy in fragrance. And so I think maybe the fragrance is what's causing the reaction for most people because sometimes that can lead to contact dermatitis. So I'd be interested to see what the research shows as people study it more and figure out what's causing the issue.
That's an interesting point because even like I'm noticing so much that hair care and skincare kind of go hand in hand. So when you use a lot of skincare products as well that have that heavy fragrance, like it can definitely break you out. So I guess it can do the same thing to your scalp as well, your hair. So that is a good point that you added too. So I haven't heard many people bring out the fragrance factor. So yes, that is a good point. So what are some of your favorite hair products that you are currently using on your hair? Also, do you go to like a hairstylist? Just let me know like kind of like what your routine is for your hair.
Yes. So I recently just found a stylist that I think I'm gonna stick with because they have like a whole professional setup and like they're really good with doing afro hair. So I had the diva cut done to just shape my hair a bit so that way it looks good when I do wash and goes. And then my main thing is just trying to go back to basics and just making sure I'm good at doing the basics just to take care of my hair. Right now, I'm loving the Pattern Intensive Conditioner. I think that's going to be my go to from now on. And I'm just trying to find out what best, like what shampoo I should use as my staple product. So I've just been testing shampoos out. And then I am obsessed with the Dew styling products. I don't know what they do with at the Dew, but everything usually works so well for my hair. So that's just been my go-to for the past 3 or 4 years.
Okay. So that's good to hear that you're having some good experience with the patterns. So I hear a lot of mixed reviews because I actually did a video about celebrity hair care. There was some people that loved the product and some people that said that that allegedly caused drying as well. So it is good to hear a pro patterns user. I also use the do as well, and that was recommended to me by a hairstylist. So it's good to see that the do is doing your good out here in these streets. So thank you so much for being a member of the channel and also sharing your experience. I'm just going to let you have the final thoughts, final words, anything that you want to share about hair care, whether it's about Mielle Organics or just in general, since you definitely brought out a good point about the fragrances.
I think at this point in time, I feel like with a lot of these brands, especially geared towards coily hair, they like putting stuff in the products that they know is going to they know the audience wants, but not necessarily what the audience needs. So I think it's important that we focus on supporting brands that don't just follow trends or give people things that they want, like essential oils and products or butters, etc., and just focus on the formulations that actually work and telling people what does and does not work. Because I do think a lot of times they start chasing the trends that people set online, but they don't actually pay attention to what is healthy for our hair long term.
Gotcha. I agree 100%. Like, we definitely have to just do proper research, education, etc. Again, not giving us what we want, but what our hair actually needs. So, yes, I agree 100%. Again, if you don't have any more words, I guess let me think of any other questions. So we talked about your routine. We talked about so I see someone said that they use MSM powder. So Mm, I guess that's all my questions that I have right now. But thank you again for participating in the chat, etc., and sharing your brief experience when it comes to Mielle Organic. So I'm going to go ahead and let you get back into the chat. But I am now going to play the full response video from the owner of Mielle Organic, since there's, and if someone decides to hit the link and come up, I will pause the video and allow people to speak. So let me go ahead and share the screen now.
Those that don't, it is Monique Rodriguez. I am the founder and CEO of Mielle Organics. I wanted to take a quick moment to connect with all of you all, our amazing community. It is important for me to share the story behind why Mielle was started 10 years ago and express my gratitude for our incredible community of support. 10 years ago, I embarked on this beautiful journey driven by my love and passion for beauty products. And my goal was very simple: to provide women like me with high quality, healthy ingredients. Combining my background in science with my passion for beauty, I took a leap of faith and I created this brand that you see today. From the very beginning, authenticity and transparency has been at the core of what I do. And I have been honored to have you all by my side, ride or die. Whether you have been with us since the early days in the kitchen or if you have joined us more recently, regardless, your support and your understanding means the world to me. Over the years, we have had the privilege of serving millions of customers who have experienced wonderful results using our products. And you know what? My whole family and I, including myself, are avid users of Mielle, right? We use this oil every day because we believe in the power of our products. So when I made the decision to partner with P&G, it was driven by my vision to take Mielle to new heights and become a global beauty brand. That vision remains as strong as ever today. And so I am so grateful for the opportunities that this partnership has brought us. This partnership has allowed us to expand our reach and make a positive impact in the world. We have been able to celebrate the underrepresentation of athletes in the beauty industry, y'all. So it has been an honor to be the first ever official textured hair care partner of the WNBA. We were the first, y'all, first textured hair care brand. And we have been privileged to sign some of the world's most talented women basketball players. So we remain committed to supporting our community. We are supporting historically Black colleges, HBCUs. We have partnerships with Howard University, the swimming and the diving team. We have partnerships with Florida A&M, FAMU, the FAMU cheerleaders, y'all. So I want to be crystal clear that my involvement in Mielle still as a CEO is a personal choice. I am deeply committed to staying actively involved in every aspect of the brand. From the product developments, I'm still involved. From the formulation to the packaging to the design, I am still involved. I pour my heart into every detail because this is my passion. and I'm dedicated to continuing to drive this business forward. Our products are created with healthy ingredients, and they are formulated to deliver safe and effective results. We've always taken great care in ensuring the quality of our products, and that commitment has never wavered. So if you have any doubts, I encourage you to explore our labels from 2019 to 2024. You will see that there have been no formula changes. When you look at the rosemary mint oil SKUs, a beloved product and a staple in the community, since the P&G acquisition, nothing has changed. As a part of our deal with P&G, we have established Mielle Cares. That is the nonprofit arm of our company with a 10 million donation that was also generously matched by P&G because of their support of our community. At Mielle, our mission has always been to empower our community to embrace their beauty and achieve greatness. So this partnership has allowed doors to open for me and for me to lead by example, to show other little Black and brown girls what's possible when you have a dream. You can scale it, and you can provide better accessibility and great representation in places where we were not represented. We believe in supporting each other. We believe in lifting one another up. We believe in celebrating our collective success, because when one of us wins, all of us wins. So together we can create a positive impact that goes far beyond beauty for many generations to come. So I just want to thank you all personally for being a part of the Mielle family. Your support and your trust means everything to us. And we are excited to continue this journey with delivering you with amazing, high quality products and empowering our community to shine.
All right, we are back. So now that you heard the full 5-minute response, I want to know what you think about Monique Rodriguez's response to all the controversy down below. What do you think? Do you think that is that enough? Someone says sounds like she's reading from a script. LOL. Let me know what you think. Exactly. She is becoming an influencer versus a woman obsessed with hair care and in all things hair. The response was mediocre. Okay. She was boring me. LOL. She is dismissive. Okay, so the comment section is not feeling your girl's response, but I do want to point out that she talked about the fact that they are going to they have a partnership with the WNBA. So I didn't mention that earlier, but I do want to point out that some girlies on TikTok are allegedly going to come together and address the fact that they feel like that she shouldn't be working with the WNBA and that they are going to contact whoever is in charge of giving her that deal, or I guess it's not her technically at this point, it's P&G. Someone said we don't care about the WNBA. That's funny, but yeah, so they are trying to rally together and go to the WNBA and say, hey, this is not a product that you guys should be backing and pushing on Black women. So what are your thoughts about that too? Is that taking it too far? Do you agree with the fact, or do you agree with people going after her partnerships, etc.? How far do you think that we should take all of this? And if you don't agree with that, what are the actions that you feel like should take place for the women that are alleging that they're having hair loss, shedding, etc.? What should happen? A class action lawsuit? Just go after the money? Attack P&G personally? What should we do? We don't care about the WNBA. She cares about the WNBA for exposure and status. I agree, because your girl definitely is in the influencer streets. I be seeing her with celebrities. I be seeing her live her best life. And that is not something that I'm speaking against, because if the products work, they work. I wouldn't care how much she got, etc. It's just the fact that allegedly all these women are experiencing all these side effects. That is when we have to get on live and just make videos and talk about it. We need to establish brands we trust. I agree with that 100%. At this point, again, I am on a wave. I'm trying to figure out how to put some formulas together to make my own products. I don't know. Let me know what you ladies are going to do moving forward. If you were a Mielle Organics user, are you just going to hop to another black owned brand or another natural hair brand in general? Or are you going to try to create your own products? What is the next steps that you ladies are going to take if, again, if you are no longer using Mielle Organics? Class action lawsuits, everybody on the docket. That is funny. And yes, that is the steps that a lot of people are taking. They are wanting to hold any and everybody that's a part of it accountable. The obsession that celebrities that okay, so the assumption is celebrities that black founders have is truly weird. I agree. Some people are just really into the whole celebrity culture. I guess I seen her with pictures with Beyonce, etc., which is good for her if that's what she's into. But again, you have to stay loyal to the soil when it comes to the people that put you on. You just can't be putting out any and all type of products. Like, come on now. Like, you gotta take care of us like we took care of you. Someone said, I normally use melanin hair care, but she has shortage issues. Really? I wasn't aware of that, but I never used melanin hair care. So that's interesting. I guess she has so much of a demand that she cannot even keep up with her orders. I guess that's a good thing. Maybe the products are working. Maybe I need to check your girl out when she restocks. Yes, these celebrities you hang out with don't even buy your products. You should be locked in with your audience. I agree. We definitely gonna have to do that live, the Aman show. After this live, I'm going to if you have your email on your channel, I'll just get it from your channel. If not, could you leave it in the chat room or email me at coffeecutie777 at gmail.com so we can get on live together and discuss all of these issues because I'm really loving your perspectives. Someone said, yes, I looked at the melanin site and it was out of stock. Wow. So she has so many orders she cannot keep up. That is very interesting. Again, that could be looked at as positive or negative. Like you said, eat a healthy diet and make your own stuff. I agree with that 100%. Eat a healthy diet, well balanced diet. And again, I'm starting to go into making my own product. Someone said what she's reading. So I definitely think she has some PR in place to write that script out for her. But again, all I've seen on IG is people shaming those who are speaking out. Very interesting. That is an interesting point. So IG must be a different world because when I am on YouTube and then I go to TikTok, it is so many women talking about their negative experiences. So it's interesting that on IG, women are getting attacked, but that is where a lot more blue checks are. Because I noticed in her response video, there was a lot of blue checks in the comment section. So that is an interesting perspective that it's like three different worlds going on. So but just to go over again, when it comes to having a well balanced diet, you definitely need protein, fish, chicken, eggs, omega 3s, nuts, superfoods like avocados, sweet potatoes, green leafy vegetables, beans, lentils, fruits like berries, citrus fruits. And if you are going to take supplements, be sure to check with your doctor first, get your work done and drawn and all that type stuff so you can see what you're actually deficient in versus what you're not, because you don't want to just be taking things and you don't even know if that's what you need. I have a video dropping this week about popping pills for hair growth. That was going to definitely be a banger. So you guys are going to be the first to know about it. Um, I think I'm gonna drop it either this week if I get it written up, but it definitely will be out by next week for sure. So I'm definitely gonna talk about taking these pills and supplements and all that type stuff if you don't even need it. And it's a lot of things on the docket, such as biotin and hair affinity amongst some other things. So we're definitely going to be talking about that. And when it comes to just a list of black owned products, again, do your own research. I know that I use the Do, and I have used Camille Rose as well. A lot of people in the comment section are talking about melanin hair care, but I guess allegedly they got some type of shortage going on. So be sure to just keep that in mind when she restocks. I guess you're gonna have to stock up because I guess she cannot keep up with the demand. I don't know if you ladies watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, but I know that Stormy Steele on the show, she is the owner of Canva Beauty. Let me know, have you ladies used Canva Beauty? I've never used any of her products, but I know she recently had $1 million worth of sales on TikTok. So is the products working? Is this just the hype because she's on the show? What's going on with Canva Beauty? Like, because it is black owned as well. So let me know, is that something that we should be trying to rally behind? I also seen a little bit of negativity surrounding her brand as well. So someone said I tried Canva Beauty overpriced. Okay, so it's overpriced. Raw Hair Max did help my hair the most. I think it says supposed to say had to clarify more, especially with rice water, egg, honey, and avocado. LOL. So that is funny that you bring up rice water. Do you ladies remember the rice water challenge? I know Mielle Organics has a rice water line. That's the one that Lynn actually was speaking against. Do you remember the times when we was actually putting raw rice water on our hair to allegedly grow it, etc.? We wasn't doing nothing but overloading our hair in protein and making our hair dry and break off. So let me know if you had some good experiences with the rice water thing, though. Hope with the lawsuit, people will take black hair care seriously. It'll be awesome if a committee can be created that monitors and study hair care products. The FDA clearly not enough. So I agree with that. Allegedly, the FDA does not cover hair care products. So I learned that on my last live. So be sure to check that out. But I wasn't aware of that prior to my last live, that I guess they cover cosmetic products, but hair products doesn't fall under that. So it's like some type of legalities or loopholes or whatever you want to classify it as when it comes to the FDA in hair care products. Just like the FDA also doesn't regulate a lot of these supplements like the hair affinities, Nutrafol or whatever, all these types of stuff that people are using because they are considered dietary supplements and not a medication. So it's a loophole with that too. So again, do your research before you are popping out these pills for hair growth. Someone said yes, that stuff stank and messed up my hair. So I'm assuming that is Canva Beauty. So that is interesting as well. It's interesting when it comes to Canva Beauty because again, I watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, so I kind of know her personality from the show. It's not always the most pleasant. I just have to keep it real. And I want to say when she joined the show, she had some beautiful long hair, but I guess those was clip-ins because in the later seasons, like her hair, she has a nice, healthy hair head full of hair appearance wise from what you can see on the show, but it's not that long hair that she was promoting originally. So I just found that very interesting, unless she got a haircut, but it just looks like she may have just had some clip-ins. Again, I'm going to leave the link in the comment section, so if you have any experiences with Mielle Organics in particular, be sure to hit that link because I want to know your experiences, both positive and negative. Someone says Stormy needs some etiquette classes. She's doing too much. I definitely agree. Sometimes your girl can do too much, especially her first season coming through the door when she was going against Destiny. So it's good to see some Lovage Marriage Huntsville listeners in the chat. But someone said Donna's recipe has worked on my hair. That's good to hear because I actually covered her in my celebrity hair care video as well. So it's good to hear a good review about that. Drop some more products or hair care lines that you ladies are using. If they're black owned, if they're not black owned, just let us know what your experience is with these different products that are promoted to the Coley community. Someone said, "What's good?" That's a reference to Stormy when she was going against Destiny. I want to hear y'all speak on it. Me too. I want to hear you ladies speak on Mielle Organic. So please hit the link. Otherwise, I guess we're going to be closing out very soon. So again, be sure to like the live, keep commenting, subscribing. We're on our way to 7K. Thank you, ladies, again for the 6K views. I'm going to play the original video once again that went viral on TikTok. And uh-oh, I'm gonna pause. And I'm gonna play the video that kind of took off that has like I think like 4 million views at this point. And then if no one has nothing else to say, I guess we'll close out for tonight. So let me rewind here. Okay, someone says they've been using Design Essentials since 2017. That is Design Essentials. Is that still black owned? Let me know. I'm not sure. So let me know if it's still black owned. But let me play the viral TikTok video that kind of set this all off into a frenzy. And then if no one wants to come up, I guess we're going to close out for tonight. But even after the live, be sure to keep leaving your comments in the comment section on this video, this live, as well as my original video as well. But let's go to this video here.
So I've been using Mielle's product. Something told me to go get it and just try it out. I should have done my research. Every time I wash my hair every single week, look at my fucking hair. Oh my fucking God. Every time I wash my hair every week, this is
why I go so hard on my platform. That creator has been using Mielle products, and every single time she washes her hair, clumps of hair come out. If you've been following me the last couple months, then y'all know how I feel about this oil. Y'all know how I feel about this brand. And y'all know how I feel about this woman. This is Monique Rodriquez. She was the original founder of Mielle, but she sold out to Procter & Gamble. This is John Moeller, and he is the owner of Procter & Gamble, who is now the owner of Mielle Organics. The amount of people who have reached out to me personally, either in DMs or in the comment sections, that said that they use Mielle products and they experience scalp irritation or massive hair loss or hair breakage, it's insane. There is no other reason for this except that when she sold out to Procter & Gamble, they changed the formula. Something is not right about this. I'm going to tag that creator, and I'm going to attach the video that I posted where I exposed Mielle for selling out. Go to that video and just take a stroll down the comments section. Also, go to the top of my profile and check out my playlist for non-Black owned hair brands. Most of them were previously Black owned, but they sold out to these larger companies that are not Black owned. Meet me in the comments and let me know.
All right, we are back. Okay, we have someone backstage. So let me go ahead and add them to the stage now. Make sure they're unmuted. So, Marlene, are you there? Are you here to share your experience about Mielle Organics?
It's me. It's the Amon Show. It's Marlene.
Oh, okay. Hey, girl. Thank
What's
you so
up?
much for coming
Oh,
up.
let me get out of bed real quick. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I was like, I saw this yesterday. I was like, it's a bit crazy. This lady, I don't know, the video you just played.
Oh, we can't hear you. I guess it's kind of breaking up.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. The lady whose video you just played, right? Laura, the one on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like her energy was just too. I don't know. It just felt really mean. It's more so
Mm.
like she's trying to take down the company. You hear me? Oh, this she sold to the white person, the white man. I'm like, girl, shut up. That's not that's not the issue at hand here, huh? No, because I feel like sometimes on like YouTube, like people from TikTok, people take stuff way too far. Because for all the people who have
Up is cutting out again.
saying for all the people who have like black hair businesses who one day want to sell out, if every time a black owned brand sells out, it turns like this, a lot of bigger brands are not going to want to touch black businesses.
That's a good point. That is
You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's like in trying to punish Monique, you could be punishing everybody else, like TGIN. Who else is out there? Camille's Rose, like all these other people, right? There's a lot of women who also want to be able to sell one day.
Up, it cut out again after Camille Rose.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
All right. So all these other ladies too, like they might want to sell one day tomorrow too, because what a lot of people don't realize is going into these stores is so expensive. So it's not
Mhm.
like they willingly want to sell to these white businesses, but if you're going to be at Sally's, at Target, or Walmart, you're sending your products like for free and they pay you after the fact. A
Mm.
lot of people can't afford that. It's on consignment. So like Walmart can ask you for like 1 million bottles of the rosemary oil. Like, huh? How you gonna pay for that? You
How
know?
much do
And
you think this is just I don't know if you would know or if anybody in the chat, how much do you think she was making before she sold? Do you think that
but
it was a
it doesn't even matter though, because look, if you look at a bottle of like her rosemary oil, right? It's like
Mhm.
$9, right? Okay. From that $9, she gotta pay for the glass jar. Then she gotta pay
Mhm.
the oils. Then she has to pay for shipping. Then she has to pay for staff. Then she has to pay for this. She has a lot of expenses. So that rosemary oil, she could be actually losing money.
Mm.
You understand? Because I think a lot of times, like when it comes to selling to like a black market, like a ethnic demographic, what people don't realize sometimes is that as a business, if you want to cater to a predominantly black audience, most of the time you have to be very competitive with your pricing
Mhm.
and you have to offer free shipping.
That's an interesting point.
So
Yeah.
how do you make it work? Like I really need black women also sometimes to like have good faith also. You know what I mean? Like I kind of know Monique and I know she's not a bad person, even though I do feel like she went from being all about Jesus to trying to be an influencer with all these like celebrities, which is kind of weird to me, right? But it's
Mhm.
like for her to want to make it happen, like, oh, I want to cater to black women and I want to be affordable, she's probably losing money.
That's true.
But
That
you do it so you can acquire a market. Like, oh, if I want to have more and more customers, yes, I gotta have a cheap price and I gotta do free shipping. But sis, it's adding up. And there's only so much, like there's only so many years that you can carry a negative balance for. Eventually you want to sell to a Procter and Gamble. So like you can stop being in the red. But I think when you look at her page and she's like living lavishly and she's doing all of this, right? It can make it seem as though she's making all this money.
Mhm.
Which is why I'm starting to realize that when you're building a brand too, like no matter how successful you get, you kind of have to hide things a little bit because it can send a mixed message to people. And they're not realizing that like it's not, you're not rolling in all this money. Because anytime you sell to a big box store, whether it's Walmart, it's Costco, it's Sally's, whatever, she's sending her products there like without payment. They'll send her a purchase order saying, okay, we want
Oh, it cut off.
will send her like a purchase order for like 100,000 bottles or 1 million bottles. Walmart will send a purchase order, but all that stuff, babe, she has to front the products.
But what about some of the people who say that that is just the price you pay initially, but once you get out of the red, this is a company that she can pass down to her daughters. It can stay in her family.
Exactly. But for that to
So
stay, for it to stay with her daughters, like she has to go under somebody else, like a Procter or Gamble.
but what about the people who say like eventually she would have got out of the red
You
working on her
don't,
own?
you really don't, because you don't make enough profit margins on the product. Unless she comes out with a new line where she doubles the price, but it's like they're gonna be upset, like, oh, why are you raising the price now? I'm gonna go somewhere else.
That's true. But if
You
she's
see?
under P&G, she would never be able to pass the business to her daughters because she doesn't own it anymore.
No, she doesn't own anymore, but she gets the money out of it. But the thing,
Mm.
like you see, the thing with like a P&G
Oh, it broke up.
real,
Who you
a thing with like a Procter and Gamble, right? You know, it's a house of like so many brands. So even if some brands are losing money, they have other brands that make enough money so that they can break even.
Gotcha. It kind of broke up on your initial point. So could you
What was
repeat
I
what you
saying?
said? Um,
Oh, by herself, right? You know, by herself, unless she, the thing what you usually do is like if it was by herself, if she actually was to go public, like on the stock market by herself, then she could break even eventually, right? But I don't think she wants to do that because what happened is like a lot of these girls too, like they go under Shea Moisture. So Shea Moisture, the guy originally when he sold his business, right? He started a new company so he could usher in new black-owned businesses to sell to Wall Street. get
Okay.
back off of my. I'm gonna get back off of my computer because my phone keeps shutting off. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can
When
hear
my
you.
when my phone shuts off, then the whole thing shuts off. Okay. So the guy who owns Shea Moisture, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the one doing all these deals for all these girls. So he did the deal for Made Choice. He did her deal also. He's doing it with what's the one? The lip bar. He's working with the lip bar. So he's like all the black girls who have black owned businesses, he attracts them and then he helps them to sell to a white business.
I did not know that.
Yes.
So what was the first business you named outside of the
Shea
lip
Moisture.
bar?
Shea Moisture. Okay, so Shea Moisture, right? So his brand was called the entire company was called Sundial Brands. So when he sold Shea Moisture to Unilever, he sold 9 brands altogether, right? So when they buy you out like this, for you not to pay a lot of taxes, you have to create a non-for-profit. So that's why like
Mm.
Mielle has a non-for-profit, the Main Choice has a non-for-profit, um, Shea Moisture also has a non-for-profit it's called New Ventures or something like that, right? So it's like your personal piggy bank, but you can do a little bit of charity, but it's like for you not to pay taxes, right? So from
Wow.
his yes, so from his the new venture fund, he got the Main Choice because she sold early. He was behind that. He also got her. He got Mielle. He got her right. He also had the beauty. What's it called the the lip bar, right? Lip bar is in there too. Who's the other one? Bakery, the beauty bakery. She's selling makeup. He got her
Mhm.
as well, right? So that's what he does now. He just brokers, like, because they can't do it by themselves. Even to get into retail, you can't get in there by yourself. It's who you know.
Gotcha. That's very
So,
interesting.
so it's like a mob. It's like even if she didn't want to do that, they could have like destroyed her brand. Like, I don't think people understand that part. Because let's say like Procter and Gamble wants to buy you out, or Unilever wants to buy you out, and you say no. They have enough money to start a negative press on social media. You'll be done. Like remember how when what's it called when Snapchat didn't want to sell to Facebook,
Mhm.
the following week Facebook had all the same features on Instagram.
Yes, I remember that.
You see that? Okay, so let's say you're Mielle, right? You say, "Oh, I don't want to sell. I want to be like pure. I want to be a purist. I want to be black owned, right?" Girl, bye. They can pay enough influencers to tank your brand by tomorrow. It's a
So what
mob.
what do you think is happening now? Because she did sell, but there's still this big
My
mob.
thing
Like,
is one thing I'm like there are a few things I'm thinking about. Number one, I do feel like a lot of these like Korean beauty supply stores and the little like neighborhood beauty supply stores, some of them could be selling fakes.
I agree.
Some of them could be selling fakes. Okay. Number two, I've thought about this too. I think a lot of women too. Like I feel like they don't really know how to properly take care of their hair when it comes to shampooing their hair. I have seen a lot of videos on social media, especially YouTube, where girls just go straight into the shower and put shampoo on their heads. I'm like, oh, you need to detangle your hair. Okay. Especially coming out of braids. When you come out of braids, you have to remember that the connecalon from the braiding hair, it leaves a residue on your hair because it's
Mhm.
alkaline. It's alkaline based. So if you don't cleanse that off before you actually apply shampoo to your hair, you will have a matty mess on your head.
Mhm.
It is real. It is very, very real. So coming out of braids, you have to properly detangle your hair. Take your time to really remove all the shedded hair out of your hair. Right. Number two, part your hair into sections and then pre-poo your hair. Kind of get that alkaline filled residue off your hair, and then you shampoo your hair. Now, one thing I will say, that's why I said I disagree with her doing all these like Mercedes-Benz giveaway, because honestly, they do nothing for the brand. You're just trying to show off. Like, oh, look how much money we have. And once again, that's
Mhm.
really stupid. Okay. I'm like, it's to me, I would have preferred if she used her money and actually sponsored people who went to cosmetology school.
Good point.
Yes, because it makes more, you're about hair. You're not going to see Garnier Fructis. You're not going to see Pantene Pro V out here doing car giveaways. It makes no sense. You're a hair company. Be about hair, right? Like Spelman has a new like chemist. They have like a cosmetic chemist program at Spelman. Sponsor girls, like give them scholarship people money. Like, oh, here you go, right? When it comes to cosmetology schools, give a lot of girls money. Like, pay for them to go to cosmetology school and make them Mielle like ambassadors, so they can be actually using the product. Because see, as she had more ambassadors who are actually hair professionals using the products, right? It would have helped with whatever's going on right now.
I agree.
But when you're giving away cars, The people who have these fancy cars now, $70,000 cars, $100,000 cars, how does that fix what we got going on right now? It's not fixing the problem. You sponsor WNBA. How does that fix the problem right now? Is an Angel Reese going to come out and defend you? Because if the pressure's too much, she'll drop your brand also.
That's true.
Right? So it's better if you pick a school like a Dudley's, like if you pick an historically Black cosmetology school like Dudley's or whatever, right? You sponsor that school. You sponsor the school. So that way, if there is a problem, they can notice that at the bowl and let you know. And then you can fix it before it becomes mainstream.
So I know she has the nonprofit. So is the nonprofit funding the Benzes? Like, what is the purpose of the nonprofit?
I don't understand the Benzes because this is. I mean, I guess let's get messy anyways, girl. We got time. My issue is this: when Monique started, she was really on this whole like Jesus thing, like, oh, I'm a Christian. I mean, she still does. Like, she wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning, she prays to the Lord, whatever, right? But I do feel as though when the brand started getting bigger and bigger, and for her to have a bigger Black clientele, she felt like she had to have a certain aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
You dig? Like, oh, I got to start hanging out with Toya. I got to start hanging out with Latoya Luckett and, baby mama Carter. It's like, girl, what are we doing? Huh? You know what I'm saying? Even her clothes start getting more skimpy. No, it's true though. I would say it to her face. Right. And I'm like, you went so far away from what you are though. And maybe this whole fiasco is God trying to bring her back to her roots. Because this is not what he made you successful for. You understand?
That's
right? No, because this is ridiculous, right? Because I'm like Toya and them people. Toya, she's at the Latoya Luckett party. She's over here with Miss Knowles, Miss Beyonce. What does that have to do with the brand? And it's more about your ego. Because to me, I feel as though if you have a hair care brand, and even if you sold to white people, if you were locked in with the buyers, the users, the ladies who are always using your product, right? It wouldn't have gone even this far because you would have heard it first. But when you're too busy partying and living life like you're a superstar, yeah, of course you're going to miss the mark when things are happening. Because it seems like people have been talking about stuff going left for a minute and she was not addressing it until now it's gotten too far. And one thing about TikTok, when it goes viral really fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm like, that's my thing. It's like, sit there, talk to people, talk about the science of the product, right? Talk about even porosity. Like, you have to educate people. A lot of women to this day don't even know their porosity. Right. And when you're making products for Black women, you have to also think about all the stuff that Black women do to their hair, the good stuff and the bad stuff. And so when you formulate your product, you got to have that in the back of your head. Many of these ladies going to wear braids, right? They're going to let the braids for a month, for 2-3 months. That collagenol, the film, the alkaline film stays on that hair. How do we have to formulate our product to make sure that when they get in the shower, it doesn't clump up on their heads? Because they're not thinking about that. But you as the CEO, you have to think about that, right? Talking about the health, like trimming your hair, cutting your hair. What do they have to do to make sure that when they use the product, they have the best experience? And that is something that her main page is not doing, her personal page is not doing, right? Because it's trying to make it seem like, oh, when you buy Mielle, you're buying a celebrity brand. And that's not what it is. People are buying your product to take care of their hair. You understand? And I'm like, and a lot of Black women, they're very, very sensitive about their hair because your hair is everything. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel beautiful. It makes you feel feminine. It's everything. So if you use it and then your entire head is matted up, like, what the heck is this?
Right.
And meanwhile, she's strolling in Monaco with her beautiful hair and you over here losing inches. So yeah, people are going to be mad.
This brings a good point about her flexing for the gram, etc. Did anybody see her on Selling Sunset?
Yes.
Trying to buy a $10 million house, like
in Miami. It was still in Miami.
Yes, that was not a good look.
And it was not a good look.
I'm shocked that is not going viral because of
because she feels as though for her to show that her company is doing great and doing well, she has to make it seem like she lives this crazy lifestyle, right? Because you see, this is the thing. I've noticed this because I'm outside. Girl, I'm always outside. When Mielle was coming up, she was behind the Main Choice, right? Like Main Choice was when Courtney was in charge of the Main Choice before Courtney sold her company, right? Courtney was like very flamboyant. Okay, she was like, it's the Versace, it's the cars, it's the Troy, like it's a lot. It really is a lot, right? And then Monique was like, she was more reserved. She was like a little timid little church girl type of person, right? So I do feel like maybe she told herself like, oh, maybe I gotta be more flamboyant to attract more people. Because it is kind of like the culture too, though. Like you gotta always be flexing and doing all that extra stuff, right? So once
Mhm.
Main Choice kind of sold and Courtney was no longer in charge, people also became like skeptical of the brand. Like, okay, well, if you're no longer there, if you sold it to a white person, I don't know if I can trust the Main Choice because you see, a lot of people don't talk about the Main Choice anymore.
That's true, but I
Yeah,
don't feel like the Main Choice got as much backlash as like
because
Carol's
she's
daughter.
because she's like she sold early too, though.
Yeah, and I have a Carol's daughter video dropping this week too. But
Yeah.
yeah, she didn't get the pushback. And I also want to say it was selling Tampa, not Sunset. But yeah, she was on the show nevertheless. Um,
Mm-hmm.
buying $10 million homes, flexing and all that type of stuff. But
Exactly. So I do feel like for her to like, oh, I gotta reach a bigger, like I gotta have like more black women supporting me. It's like you want to have that bad, like that bad bee boss, energy all the time.
mhm.
So it's like, and you feel as like you gotta spend more money on yourself. You gotta show that you're buying a bigger house. You're doing this. You're doing this. Even her husband. I think her husband does a little too much. I think he needs to stay in a cut somewhere, right? Because the whole rice water situation with the girl Lynn, right? Melvin took it too far. I think if it was
Way
just
too far.
he took it way too far. He was out of order. Like even on the video on her Instagram page, he left a comment. He was like, "Oh, no weapon formed against us shall prosper." I said, Melvin, can you please fall back,
Right.
okay? Because every time you get involved, you make things worse. Because that's when you say something like that, it's microaggression. What you mean, no weapon formed against you shall prosper? Chat. What? You have a consumer brain. People have the right to say that things are going wrong.
I
Those are
agree.
not those are not weapons being formed against you, boo. Like, what are you even talking about? So I was like, please fall back. Okay, thank you.
And I don't
Right.
even think the criticism was harsh. She just simply said that rice water line did not work for her hair, but for
No,
them to
when I talked to her, the part that hurt Monique was when Lynn said she didn't have integrity.
mm,
Exactly. Because in the video, right? Because Lynn said she wished the line had a leave-in conditioner. So she felt as though Monique was just rushing to release a line, rice water, because rice water was really big at that time. So for
mm,
her, she felt as though it wasn't a cohesive brand because she was like, it should have had a leave-in conditioner. And she said, oh, she felt like Monique didn't have integrity.
you
Right.
so you
And
said
it,
when you talk to Monique, so you
yes,
actually know her?
I kind of, yeah, I'm outside of you. I talk to people. So
Okay. Hey,
because I was
Monique. Hopefully
like,
she's watching.
I was like, what is going on? Like, why is this going too far? Okay. So then I reached out to her. I was like, what's happened with this lady? So she was like, yeah, when the girl said she didn't have integrity, she took offense to that. Right. So I
Mm,
reached out to Lynn too. I said, okay. She was like, well, Marlene, if you can, we can fix it. Or we can get on Zoom and talk. Right. So I asked Lynn, because at that time I lived in New Orleans. So I said, okay, Lynn, if you want, she wants to get on Zoom with you and have a conversation. Because for me, as a Black woman, right, from having a business myself to being a consumer myself, right, I always feel as though we should always try to get to a compromise. If we can solve it, let's try to solve it. Before talking about lawsuits and cancel culture, it's a lot. It's too much for me, right? So if I can mediate a problem, I will always try to mediate a problem. You
yeah.
understand? And I
That's
and I
why I
said
said,
and I
yeah,
said to Monique, I said, when you think about it, Mo, you have a bigger responsibility because you're the one who comes on TikTok and Instagram every day and pray to Jesus,
mm-hmm.
right? You open
Oh, it cut out again.
things like this, like you have to learn to really move with the spirit of God, right? It was probably late. You're probably really tired. You're probably really stressed, right? A lot of consumers don't know what it is to actually run a business, right? And I can see how when she said that you didn't have integrity, you really took it to the heart because you know how much you love your business, right? But I don't also think that Lynn was like trying to be malicious. She probably just said it without really thinking about it, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But somewhere in the middle, as Black women, we can meet, right? We can meet and we can
I
talk,
agree.
agree, disagree, and apologize and move on. And I wish that more Black women would learn to apologize to each other. You understand me? Because I'm like, we can fix a lot of stuff. It doesn't have to go this far. It really doesn't. But Lynn didn't want to get on because I guess her husband too was like really upset also. Oh, here we go. So because Melvin got involved, her husband also got involved. It just got so toxic. I'm like, this is overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed,
Well,
right?
so just to clarify, who didn't want to get on the Zoom call to mediate? Was it Linda Lynn or
Lynn
allegedly?
and Linda,
Allegedly, or was
yes,
it
and her
um
husband. Because
oh,
when Melvin called her, she told her husband,
okay,
and
gotcha.
her husband also got upset. So I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. But when I talk to her, she's like, yeah, Marlene, if she wants to, we can get on Zoom and have a conversation. Right? She's not a mean person. But I'm saying I can see how for her to want to grow her business, she felt as though she had to be a bit more like flashy and like, flexing for the gram or whatever. I can see that. It happens. People make mistakes. But to me, I'm like, this shows that when you have a brand, when you have a hair care brand, anything that people put on their bodies or inside their bodies, right? You should be more known for teaching about your brand, showing about your brand, and telling about your brand.
I
How you
agree.
how you enjoy your money, how you spend your money. Maybe you have a separate Instagram, make that private for you and your close friends to enjoy, right? But you yourself, your main page should really be for educational purposes.
At least if she wants to have her private Instagram, that's one thing. But the Mielle Organics page, definitely, I agree, should be about educating the community. Like it
Hmm.
shouldn't be just, oh, the WNBA, we're now
Exactly. Because
sponsors.
that does nothing for us. But it's this mindset of like, if we attract celebrities, we'll have more sales. And sometimes I even do wonder if these people even convert, or if they're just like, it's just a waste of money. I really wonder that. I'm like, people see Angel Reese holding your bottle, they're gonna buy it more? I don't think so. Right?
It
If
doesn't
we
move me personally, but I
It
don't know
doesn't.
how the collective feels because for one, Angel Reese, she's a beautiful young girl, but she doesn't even wear her coily hair. She is
Mm,
a relaxed girl, so that doesn't do anything for me. Having Beyonce holding the products or any other
yeah.
celebrity, that doesn't move me, especially if they don't even rock their coily hair.
Natural hair. That's the same issue I have with Sacred too, because I felt like for Sacred, when they had the launch party, they invited people to the launch party who don't even have hair.
Mm,
I'm like, the majority of these girls wear wigs.
that's true.
You
Yeah, that
know,
was a lot of the pushback.
that was very silly to me. And also I was like, so like for me, I felt like Beyonce's not serious, so let's carry on, because I'm like, in the natural hair community, we know who actually cares about hair. Like for someone like Ebony Curls TV, like this black girl, she has like hair down to her butt, like it's so crazy. Like she was not invited because she didn't have
Mm,
a certain amount of followers. But I'm like, bitch, people know her for hair,
right. I
like.
definitely did notice that, like that launch party.
You invite someone like Makeup Sheila.
That's who I was thinking of. That's crazy. We on the same way. I'm like, why is she there? But I didn't want to name names, but that is
I'm like,
literally who I
Makeup
was
Sheila
thinking of.
doesn't wear her hair. She wears wigs.
Yes, that was absolutely insane. And as you can
Yeah.
see, I don't know what the sales is doing for Sacred, but her dropping that video allegedly showing her natural hair, I'm gonna take her
I
word
thought it
for it
was
that
a
it was
wig.
legit.
I thought it was a wig.
Yeah, see, some people thought it was a wig, some people thought it was natural.
I
I
thought it
do
was a
know
wig.
that she had in the past beautiful long natural hair. So I just took Beyonce's word for it that it was legit.
No,
But
I
the
don't think
fact
it.
she felt she had to do that
The
showed
fact
me
that she
that,
had to be bullied to show her hair shows me that you're not proud of your hair.
yeah, and
So
showed me that
something is
the
off.
sales may not have been as great allegedly. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but Beyonce don't talk to us. She don't talk to nobody. She don't answer any type of
Yeah.
criticism. So for her to do that was like, yeah.
And it really gave money grab. Now, when you look at the ingredients though of Sacred, I do think they're great products. I do believe that whoever made the products, they wanted Beyonce's endorsement so they can reach a bigger audience. Because
Mm.
when you read the ingredients, they're really awesome, right? But the fact that she can't tell you what it is, the fact that her mom can't tell you what it is, shows that it's a partnership. So they wanted someone to like expose the brand to a bigger audience, right? Which I wish they wouldn't have done. I wish they would have just trusted themselves and just like engaged with the market, like use TikTok, use regular influencers, and then slowly built the brand. Because I do believe that Sacred has great products, but I don't think they should have attached themselves to Beyonce.
Well, that's good to hear. I just wasn't even interested. I'm just gonna keep it
Oh
real.
yeah,
Like it just
it's
wasn't
great. Like
something that.
if you read the ingredients, like she has, it's great. Like it's more of a protein based treatment type of stuff. So I would say like it's better for people who have high porosity. See,
Okay.
I have 4C low porosity hair, so all this like protein stuff is a little too much for me. But for people who have high porosity hair or color treated hair, also, I think Sacred would be a great brand for them.
Okay, that's good to know.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's great products. I think the ingredients are really awesome. They're beautiful ingredients. It's top notch. But she's not the type to be passionate about hair.
Now, it is an interesting fact that's going to come out in my Carol's daughter video that's going to probably drop on Tuesday, where
Mm.
Beyonce actually was an investor in Carol's daughter. So she's kind of had her hand in natural hair care for at least 10
But
years.
I
So
don't know. I never heard that she was an investor. I thought it was Will Smith and Jada who invested in Carol's
And
daughter.
Jay-Z, allegedly Jay-Z and Beyonce, of course, like all that stuff is kind of
Mm.
behind the book, so we
But
can't
sometimes
confirm. But
people, I think sometimes like people invest in stuff because they know it's going to make money, not because they actually care.
and that could be true too. That could
You
be
know what
true.
I'm
But
saying? Because
I'm
it's like
sh- I,
if we know that black women have a tendency of spending like $1 trillion in hair care products, right? So if we invest our money in there and in like 10 to 15 years we sell, we're gonna make way more money. But does that mean you actually care about the products?
that's true because I feel like allegedly her Jay-Z and Beyonce, Mary J. Blige allegedly they didn't jump in until after the Oprah Winfrey effect, so they wasn't
Okay.
original investors, and
Exactly.
so yeah, it could have been just they saw that it was taking off when she got on Oprah, which of course back then Oprah used to be that girl. If you get a chance to be on Oprah and sell your
Oh,
product, like get
exactly.
out of here. So
You know,
yeah.
because Oprah reaches a wide audience, a white black woman audience, you know? So I'm like, just like most guys want to write love books now to black women, how to fall in love, how to find a husband, right? So I
Mhm.
feel like when people know, hey, black women really care about their hair, it's $1 trillion business, you know? So if we invest right now, we hold for like 5 years. When she sells to a L'Oreal or she sells to a Unilever, she might sell for like 500 million. We might walk away with like 20, 30, 40, 50 million, right? I think that's how they go about investing, not so much because like, wow, this is so great and we want black women to have access to the best hair care products possible. No. Mm-mm.
So someone in the comments asked, "What do you think about Camille Rose products?"
I don't know much about the lady. I've seen her, but I haven't tried her products. That's why I can't like.
Now we're gonna be fair. I've tried Camille Rose's products. I just kind of switched from Camille Rose to Mielle, ironically enough, like years ago. So I was originally using Camille after Carol's daughter. I won't say that I had negative results, but I did feel like it was a little heavy. So I just switched brands. But I won't say again that the products were bad. But I did see your girl parlaying in the Hamptons. So if we're gonna be fair about this influencer pushing that you got it popping and all that, she be doing the same thing too. So
Yeah, I think she wants to be seen.
yeah,
So
I think like you said,
I think that's the problem with them. Like, you know, if I compare, because I've done this, I do that often sometimes. But if I compare, like, quote unquote, white hair care companies, right, like an Olaplex, a K18, a Redken, right, versus like black owned hair care businesses, right,
up it cut off.
make money and get well compensated, right? I do feel like black business owners, the way they go about doing business, it's a bit too like, I don't know, I don't, how can I say this? Like, it's a bit like, I don't know, it's not professional enough.
Yeah.
Like you even see the same thing with Stormy. Like, what's up? What's good?
Yeah.
I'm like, Stormy, come on, like seriously, like what are you doing? Okay, like you're a business owner. Every time you go on, ever since she's been successful, I would have thought like with the whole TikTok stuff and her going viral on TikTok, that she would kind of change her image a bit, right? But babe, I'm
Mhm.
telling you, you go on her page every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, she in the club. I'm like, girl, what? Like this makes no sense. Like you have to fix your image a bit, right? But
Yes.
it's like she wants to be so real, so good. It's like, girl, you are blessed to have a great opportunity. It's time for you to start behaving like someone who can have a successful like skincare line or something like that, right? Same thing with these other ladies, like with Monique or the lady who owns Camille Rose, whatever. It's like trust that if you focus on education, your brand is actually going to go way further,
I
right?
agree. Yeah.
But the
So
problem, the problem is like we in the black space, like the black business space, the black women business space, right? There's this like aesthetic of like the boss beat.
mhm.
So it's like they all feel as though they have to look the part for people to trust the brand, as opposed to like I have to lean in with like being the most educational brand that's ever been out there. Like educate people. To me, it's like that's how you're gonna have like the most form of loyalty ever. Don't
I
seek for
agree.
people to like it's like they want you to want their life. No, don't, you're not an influencer. Like I'm like, it's weird. Like let the influencers be influencers. And it's like your job is like lean in with like the whole educational aspect of it. Like we're here to service you, like we're here to serve you, right? Not I'm not here to like flex on you or walk all over you. I'm like, oh, like look at me, I'm over here, you're down here. No.
I agree because honestly, it doesn't resonate with me. Like Storm, like Stormy. That's why I think I haven't tried any Canva beauty products because I'm not into that. I'm not into the Boss B,
Yeah,
just no.
it's weird because I'm like, even for Stormy, because she was saying how she was so broke, she almost lost her business, like she had no money, and it's like as soon as she starts making money, she's buying a Cybertruck. I'm like, what are you doing?
And yes, that's a good point because
Like,
allegedly when she got out of the red or whatever, allegedly now she's kind of back in the red, not because of her business is doing bad, it's because of her lifestyle creep. Like,
yes,
so
you know
it's
what I mean?
crazy.
It's like, girl, what are you doing? And like I told you, like I've tried her body butters on TikTok. Like if there's a good deal on TikTok, I might buy it, but like full price is $25. And I do feel like at $25, it's not enough product. You know, if I'm buying
That's
like the whole, yeah, it's not enough. 25 bucks, nah. People can go to the body shop and get way more for that.
yeah, that's a good point too. So what brands do you kind of behind? I know you were kind of sharing some stuff in the chat, so just so we can reiterate, so for the people that are asking, like, what brands do you like when it comes to curly hair?
For me, honestly, I've moved like more towards like the bond repair stuff. Because
Okay.
that's another thing also. Like I'm not talking oh my gosh, that sounds so mean. But like I just wish like these ladies, instead of wasting so much money on their lifestyle, they would actually invest in like creating patented formulas for their brands. Because when you have 4C hair, it's really dry hair.
Mm,
It's really, really dry. It's coily, it's dry, like it has a lot of issues. Plus, we do a lot of mechanical damage with like the braids, the weaves, like it's a lot. So with the bond repair, it's like it really goes into the shaft of the hair and it fixes your hair at a molecular level. And I'm
okay.
like, I appreciate that way more than mango hibiscus conditioner or pomegranate conditioner. It's like, okay, fine, we've had enough of the conditioners, like the moisturizing conditioners. Now it's time for us to actually heal the hair from the inside.
Good point. Have you ever used Mielle's products since you
I
kind of have a relationship with
I
her to a
I've
degree?
I've used the rosemary one. So I bought the rosemary shampoo and I bought the rosemary mask, right, okay. But the rosemary shampoo, I had to stop using it because it was just too aggressive on my hair.
Gotcha. And what about the mask?
That too, I had because it was too aggressive.
Like, what did you experience any side effects, or did you just kind of
So to,
notice
to
right
me,
away?
to me, honestly, it was the matting because she
Mm,
has. If you
it's kind of breaking up.
her cleaning agent in the surfactant in her rosemary shampoo, it's really harsh. I have to be honest. That one I do have to be honest. It's like it's something that they also use in like detergent.
Mm,
I'm like, that's way too harsh, right? So then I moved to the rosemary shampoo from Avita. Now they have a higher grade surfactant. So even though it cleanses your hair, it's not as stripping. But
when
then again, I get it because you know how she does her stuff for like $6, $7, right? I'm like, okay, like if you're selling something for $7, how much of it are you really investing into the product? $1?
right. So since you kind of have a relationship with her where you can mediate alleged situations that she has and things like that, is she open to hearing your feedback about products that you've tried, or do you just not cross those
I
lines?
I never cared to even send her. I don't know. I never cared to send her that. I was like, oh no, it's not for me. Because sometimes when it comes to people's products too, you have to. With some people, I don't know about her because I haven't talked to her about her products, but some. Oh my gosh, also I mean, but some black women that I've worked with, it's hard for them to take feedback for certain things. Because,
That's
but then again, I kind of get it because if your price point is like $6, $7, right? Because like I told you, like everything goes into your cost. Your bottles, your this, your that. So I'm like, okay, if the product is $7, how much of it can you really afford to like spend on the product?
that's true.
So you have to go for the cheaper things, right?
So you feel like because she has to like kind of cut corners because she's selling $7 probably multiple
Yeah,
times a year, she wouldn't
yeah.
really be open to any type of feedback
Not
that
just
may
that. I
impact
just feel
it.
like she can't. She doesn't have the margins to go for like more expensive ingredients.
That's a good point. But now that she's sold, do you think the margin should be a little higher since she's, or do you think the audience just I think you kind of
If she raises her prices, they're going to buy it because she's trained them for so long to expect like $7 deals, $6 deals.
because those deals only come around like maybe twice a year. So
But
typically,
when
like
they
if I'm on
when
the
they
website right now, like I'm paying, you probably gonna pay like $20. So it's not like we are gonna be just
and
foreign
usually
to.
when you go to Sally's too, like usually about one get one half off.
Yeah, at times, yeah, they do have those sales, but I know like at times they're also full price too. So I don't feel like people would just be just so shocked because those things could be like $25. So like she's
I mean
not
that's I
always.
mean,
Sorry, say that again.
I just feel like whoever's going to start another brand, like whoever's working on a new hair care brand for Black women, this is a great like learning lesson. Like, listen, if you really want to have the best ingredients, like make your price your price,
That's a
and
good
it,
point.
and grow slowly with that. Because even though people might complain in the beginning, the fact that you do have enough profit margin will allow you to always be able to buy the best product, like the best ingredients. So they might complain about the price, but they're not going to complain about how well it performs.
I agree. I would rather pay a little bit more if
You
it's
see,
gonna
yeah,
work for my hair than paying cheap and it's
yeah.
allegedly causing shedding, bald, and all type of stuff
Yeah,
because then you got
exactly.
way bigger
Because
problems.
in the beginning, you might say to yourself, "Oh, if I go low, I have way more customers, right?" But listen, you go low, low ingredient, more customers, more complaints,
That's true.
right? If you start off, you stay high, you have the best ingredient possible. You might not grow as fast, but it's like unless instead of having more complaints, you'll have more and more positive reviews. So when people buy from you, like, yo, you know what? It does cost a little bit more, but it's quality stuff too, though.
So what do you think she should do at this point? She's already introduced the low prices, then hiking it back up, buy one, get one free. All this controversy is going on. I know she's not the owner anymore, but
No,
what should they do to
she
turn this
said she's still in
around?
charge, like she's still the CEO. For me, I would say this. For me, honestly, I think a lot of the ladies who are having complaints, I think honestly, Mielle should have a section on their website for people to go in there and submit their complaints. Like, what happened? What did you experience? Right? Send us some pictures. If you have your bottles, take pictures of your bottles so we can see the SKU where you bought your stuff from. Right? But I don't feel like she should run away from that. I think she should embrace it.
Mhm.
Don't let a action lawsuit come your way. Tell the people to come talk to you directly, right? And then I do feel like from those responses, maybe start inviting people over to the headquarters.
Yes, because I
Yes,
definitely
yeah.
would be open to
I
coming
would
to the
not.
headquarters
I would
and
not.
share
I
my
me if
experience.
yeah. If it was me, I would not run away from this because it's like let's listen. Because if it's a class action lawsuit, you gonna have to face it. Right? But I
Yep.
do feel like since these are, one thing about Black women though, even though they can be loud sometimes, but they be forgiving. Like, child, please, just be nice to them real quick. They're gonna be like, okay, fine, I was mad, but I'm mad no more. You gotta know how to talk to them though, right? But I'm like, if you invite them over, even if it's just like 50 of them or 20 of them, just for the rest to know that hey, she didn't run away. She talked to us. She invited us. She's gonna fix it. Those ladies gonna talk back to the other ladies, like, you know what, y'all, calm down. We got this. She's working on it.
That's
You know what I
true. Is
mean?
that something that you're going to go back and tell her to possibly be open to? Do you think it's just too much
Yeah.
going on where she
No, I mean, because
um
that's what I'm saying. Like all this money wasting on Mercedes Benz, whatever, like that money could go towards this. But I feel like there should be a website because it could be like, maybe when you do transition, maybe things do happen, right? Mistakes do happen. But we didn't mean to hurt nobody. And maybe it's not even our product, how do we know? But we want to hear from you. So here's the website. Write all your complaints. Tell us when it happened. What did you notice? When did you notice it? Did you stop using it? Put a bottle up. When did you buy your bottle? Where you bought your bottle too? Because if they're fakes, we might want to know, right? And then out of all these people, the ones that have the most severe results, whatever, the most severe experiences, I would say invite those people over to the headquarters. You pay for their flights, put them in really nice hotels. Yes, yes, yes. Like treat them like it's a whole vacation. We're gonna fix this, right? We're gonna fix this.
but when they get there, okay, we got flued out. We
Mm-hmm.
we in
Yes.
the hotel, but like how is this fixing it? Like what are they gonna do to
No. Then you come to the headquarters. I think she should have professional hairstylists, and she should also have some dermatologists there. And
okay. So
yes, then they can look at every single person.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yes.
they will kind of, but I
Yes.
think
So
it's
like you can
so
analyze, you can analyze what happened to the scalp also. Because if hair is falling, there's trauma,
that's
right?
true.
Yeah, it's trauma to the scalp. Like, so something's happened to the follicles, right? So it's like me, I would have professional hairstylists that I trust, and I will also have dermatologists that I trust, which also lets us know that moving forward, instead of once again paying WNBA people, maybe she should have influencers that are actually dermatologists.
That okay, that makes sense, but it's literally thousands of comments at this point. So
Yes.
you said fly out like 50 people, but do you think
50,
that the
50
other
or 50 or
1,000
100. Yes, I really think
would
the
be
other
a
thousand, some people are just building off the hysteria.
I
Some
don't
people just
know. I
be,
think if I was left out, if like I would
no,
feel
I
away,
think,
like
no, I
just
don't
because
think
mine is
so.
not as severe as some of the
I
others,
mean, maybe
like
not as severe. I mean, you have to pick a random sample. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, try to at least like welcome some people in. Right. And I think like from the experience of all the other people that do come in, from what you also read, also, I think that on the website you could also have videos, you could have pages where you kind of explain why some people might be having these experiences. Because I don't believe that everything is related to the oil or the products. I think a lot of times it's user like people are not using the product correctly. I think a lot of times too, it's like people also have damage from other products or services that they got, especially those braids.
okay, so the solution for some of the more severe people, I that's to fly them out and have people look it
Yeah,
out. But
because
what
the
about
people who say that they've experienced like burns, because that one I found really hard to believe. I really do. I don't see how rosemary can create scabs on your head. Like what? So that I would really want to see that for myself.
okay, but what about the people who don't get to fly out? Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna change some formulas? Like, what are you gonna do for
I
the
mean, yeah,
overall
I
collective?
think
Like,
from what she notices, right? If certain things, I think that she came up with a light. I think like from what she notices, also because I think the thing also about essential oils do create allergies for some people. Okay.
okay.
Like some people should not be using essential oils as well. Like they're just too strong or whatever. But for other people, I feel like it depends on what she gets, like the feedback that she gets. Because I feel like people leaving comments on TikTok under that girl's video to me is somewhat disorganized.
I agree, but
Right.
I've also
I think,
seen videos of women with scabs. Like, I cannot confirm everything they do or don't do, but I
mhm.
do want to add, like, I've seen videos with alleged hair loss, shedding, scabs. So, like, the comment section, I
But
agree
even
with
like
you.
because sometimes people think that causation means correlation, and I think that also needs to be explained. Like it could be that during that period in time, also you could be going through a lot of stress also as you're using the oil,
That's
right? Like
true.
you could have a period where you have less sleep than you've ever had in the past 3 months, and then you're using the oil. So you think, oh, it has to be the oil. No, it could also be your lack of sleep,
That's
right?
true.
Like those things are real. Like some people could also become menopausal, right? Like if a woman is like in her 50s, like maybe you're becoming menopausal, right? That's also affecting your hair. A lot of women also are iron deficient, but many do not know,
So, you think that once
right?
the women submit their complaints, she can take everything into consideration and maybe
Yes.
make some improvements for the collective?
She can make improvements like where her products need to be improved, make those improvements, right? But also, I do feel like now we have to get to a point where we realize that hair care is not just about what you put on top of your hair, right? But it also becomes like it's also internal. So
I
I do feel
agree.
like one thing that Mielle could do is also understand that, hey, maybe we should not just focus on hair care so much, but maybe a part of the website or even like the content that we post on Instagram, on TikTok should also pertain to nutrition, right? Let's encourage all the Mielle people to also like be more mindful of their diet,
I agree, and I definitely
right?
want to
Like,
start
cause
adding
and so,
nutritional
yeah, because the thing is like the hair, it's just like skincare, babe, right? A lot of people want
Mhm.
to focus on like buying skincare products, but I'm like, the majority of skincare that you buy is really topical. By the time you notice something on your face, it's like a little too late. It's already happened, right? So the best skincare is the food that you eat. It's the water that you also drink. But
I agree.
you can't go without drinking water for days, especially in the wintertime when it's so hot and then you got the heat on and all that kind of stuff, and you barely drink water. Like bad things will happen. So no matter what you buy from Sephora, you can't fix it. You know, everything starts from the inside. It starts from the inside. So I'm like, so maybe this is a, I don't know, wake up call. I don't know, like an invitation to Mielle to recognize, like, yo, we have to start teaching people, like, yo, we do sell hair care products, but we also want to encourage you to have a holistic approach to how you take care of your hair because it starts from within.
I agree 100%. And I actually am going to start sharing nutrition
Yeah.
information on my channel starting very soon. I actually have a video about popping pills for hair growth and how you should be taking care of yourself more from the inside out and not just
Hmm.
popping random pills to grow hair down to your waist length, etc. It's more than just popping some pills and just or throwing some products on your hair and thinking you're about to get some waist length hair. So this is actually going to be a good opportunity for everyone in the natural hair community space to be able to start sharing that nutritional facts and things like that so we can be healthy overall and not just worry about
Yeah.
having long hair.
Topical stuff. And also you have to get enough sleep.
That's true too.
You have to get enough sleep. Hair shedding could be caused by lack of sleep.
That is an interesting point because I
Yeah.
know we all live very busy lives and
Yeah.
just so much stimulation from social media, etc. I do feel like as a collective, not just Black women, but just period, we are sleeping a lot less than I feel like what we used to, maybe even just 10 years ago. No scientific facts, but I mean, I could pretty much stand behind that.
No, like no, it's true. Like no, they have research on that. The lack of sleep can lead to heart attacks.
Wow.
Hmm. You have to sleep because in your sleep pattern, you have your circadian rhythm. The same thing with your hair. Your hair has a rhythm to it, right? How it grows and then how it dies off, right? Everything in life has a rhythm to it. So when you don't have enough sleep, you're disturbing the rhythm of your hair growth, just like everything else in your body,
That is very interesting. I definitely feel like
right?
that's not being talked about enough on the TikTok viral side. Because people are just saying it is the Mielle organic products and that is it. That's why I want to have a more fair and balanced
No,
live
because
because I want to
the
be able to put all the information out there and not just say, oh, these products are bad, these products are bad. What can we do to educate each other and so we can be healthy overall?
yeah, but because the problem is like when you want to educate people, education takes time. People want like a video in 1 minute. Like you can't do that in a minute. Like it's like you're crazy, right? People have a short attention span.
That's true.
You know? You have to learn to actually sit down and be willing and ready to receive the information. You know, but you can't just like skim through everything. It's not possible, right? So I'm like, and that's the thing. I feel like this new era of hair care, like it really needs to be more so about education. And all is people need to stop doing all this hocus pocus stuff to their hair, like onion water, rice water. People just do all kinds of random stuff they see on YouTube and just apply it to their hair. And it's like, what makes you think your hair can handle all that kind of stuff?
I agree.
You
Rapid
know,
hair growth is a scam. All
it's a
these
scam,
onion water,
and
waters and
it's actually really harmful. But it's like these types of videos are more likely to get 1 million views on YouTube than videos are actually teaching people about proper hair care.
I agree.
You see, so I'm like, so if you want healthy hair, you have to like be patient enough to learn everything that you need to learn to have the knowledge that's going to give you the hair that you want. And you also have to be patient, right? And so for me, one thing I will say, if I was talking to my people, I was like, one thing I do want more Black women to do is like take it easy with your hair. We do way too much to our hair. We do way too much, right? A little goes a long way. You know, it's better to have a steady routine for your hair. Just stick to it and just be patient, right? Don't overdo it. All these hairstyles you see, all these new recipes you see, all these DIY you see, do not touch it. If you've made up your routine, if you have your regimen, stick to that. At least stick to it for like 6 months and don't touch anything. And stay away from braids. I meant that in the comment section. Those braids are
I did a video about protective styles.
they are so damaging. I didn't even realize I had to cut like 9 inches of my hair. They're so
Wow.
damaging because the Kanekalon, it comes from petroleum and it's like, so it's alkaline based, so it's acidic. So what it does is like when your hair is trapped in the air, it opens up your cuticles. Because if you have low porosity hair, anything that's like alkaline based will open up your cuticles. So once your cuticles are open, the moisture leaves your hair.
Mm.
So when you have your hair braided and connected on hair in an alkaline based product, right? Your cuticles are open, so your moisture is leaving your hair. So no matter how much you think you're hydrating your hair, or oh, I moisture my braids, no, it's a waste of time because your hair is coated in acid.
I agree. We
You
definitely
know,
have
leave
to
it
pay close
alone.
attention
We
when
like
we
we have to learn to feel beautiful with our natural hair. We have to stop like always want to lean on something to feel beautiful. Your hair is beautiful. Worse, if you really want to have some braids, buy a wig that has braids on there, but do not put braids on your hair. Especially if you have low density fine hair, do not put braids in your hair. Especially those knotless braids, they're just way too heavy. Because when you braid your hair, it's not even just the connective hair; it's all the mechanical damage, the combing, right? The putting the hair in the hot oil, in the hot water, the
Mhm.
scissors. Like when they think, oh, I'm just gonna trim your, no, they're cutting your hair.
Mhm.
They are cutting your hair. And then when you take out your braids, a lot of ladies, when you take out your braids, you're not patient enough. So let's even assume you have the best braider who did the best job possible, right? If when it comes down to taking down your hair, you're not patient enough and you're not like mindful enough, you will cause damage to your hair.
That's true. Yes,
So
I personally do not wear braids or protective styles. I talked about that in my video, but for me personally, I definitely feel like it's important to pay attention to your hair health if you are going to get the braids, etc. And I also agree that moisture is going to be a big factor, and if your hair shaft is going to be
yeah,
split ends, all type of stuff that can be damaging to your
it's
hair. So
damaging. People think, oh,
definitely
braids
do
grow
your
my hair. Braids
education.
do not grow your hair. Your hair grows. Hair grows all the time, just like your nails are growing. Everything grows, right? Braids make you feel as though you're retaining length, right? But we have to remember health, just because your hair is long does not mean it's healthy.
I agree. I always talk about prioritizing health over length. Any day, the most important thing is hair health versus the length. Because, like you said, you can have some long hair, bra strap,
Yeah,
length,
yeah,
waist length, but if it's see through and it's split
yeah.
up the shaft and all that type of
Chef.
stuff, it doesn't really matter because it's going to eventually break off anyway.
And if you notice, a lot of times when you take your hair out the braids, babe, the hair is dry. Let's be
Yes.
honest. It is dry. I don't care. Like it's dry. It looks like it's been like thirsting for water for like 60 days. It's just dry. Like something is different. Because I noticed, like, if you see all the girls who have like super long hair, super beautiful hair, they don't do all this extra stuff to their hair.
And then when it comes to braids too, if you're going to wear like protective styles like braids, I definitely would recommend learning how to do it on your own because nobody's going to take care of your hair like you.
Yeah.
So if you are feeling like your hair is a little dry, you won't feel the pressure like, oh, I got to keep this in because I paid $1,000. You could just take a section out, wash it if you have to, do what you got to do and reapply. So if you're going to wear it, I definitely would recommend getting on
And,
YouTube University and learning how to do it
and,
yourself.
and full locks especially are the worst. Full locks, full locks will rip your hair out.
Yeah, I
Because
do
people,
know that it is a lot of process going on when you get the faux locks. I've actually never had faux locks, but I've
I've
seen some of
had
the
it.
process on YouTube. Yeah, it's like it's a lot going on. So
It's
definitely
a lot.
do your research before you dive
to
into
take
any
it
of
to
these
take it
type of
down
protective
to take it
styles.
down is to take it down is a hot mess. I've ripped my hair out a lot. I think Super also ripped her hair out. She was crying on the internet because she went back to the girl to take it out. The girl who put it in couldn't take it out, so she cut her hair.
Wow.
She started crying. It's a Full locks will mess you up. It's a very pretty style, but do not put that in your hair. If you care about growing your hair, don't you put that in your hair. Because I promise you, you're not gonna know how to take it out. They're like, oh no, it's easy. No, it's a lie. And the
Someone
hair,
in
like the
the
full lock
comments. Oh,
the
sorry.
the full lock hair is so rough, it's so stiff. So like after a while, it just matches to your natural hair. You can't take it out.
That is a
It's
good point.
horrible.
I don't have much experience with the faux locks, but if you ladies
Whew.
have had faux locks, be sure to leave your experience in the comments as well so we can educate everyone about faux locks. But someone made a good point about Sexy Red's hair, who originally went viral for calling 4C hair carpet hair. I did a full video on her as
She's so
well,
stupid that
but
one.
they were saying that she has long hair, but it's thin under them wigs. So have you seen Sexy Red's real hair? What do you think about her
Yes,
hair
I see.
overall?
Yeah, she's right because she doesn't do because when you have those wigs, like you don't do enough deep conditioning.
That's a good point.
And the thing I have to say too, like ladies have to understand this. Like when you see your hair in your natural state, you're like, oh my gosh, my hair is so pretty because it's actually in its natural state. If you blow dry your hair and you flat iron your hair, you'll see your ends better.
That's true.
Because natural hair in its natural state, it hides a lot of damage.
Yeah, when I did the live with African Hair Guy, he actually talked about that when he talked
Yeah.
about the curly cuts and the no butters, no oils movement, all that type of stuff. Yeah, it definitely can be masking. So definitely, if you're getting those trims, be sure to blow dry the hair so you can really see those ends and
Yeah.
actually take care of your hair properly.
But the
But
problem that you have on YouTube, like you'll have girls that will say like, "Oh, don't use heat on your hair, don't blow dry your hair." Sometimes it's good to use heat on your hair. Like for example, like these wash and goes are really harmful because when your hair is constantly wet, right? Your hydrogen bonds are completely loose all the time. So that's also going to damage your hair. It's like so hair being wet too much is bad. Using too much heat is also bad. Like you got to have like, a nice compromise in the middle somewhere. But once in a while, you should blow dry your hair to see what your ends really look like. And you'll see a lot of damage because your cuticles are damaged. And that's why you have
mhm.
to cut your hair, right? You also need to like maybe cut your hair, like trim or cut your hair like every 2 to 3 months, maybe. Some people even more because you haven't had a trim or a cut in like years because you're obsessed about length. And it's like, no, you want your hair to be healthy.
See, I know African Hair Guy stated like a good twice a year. I guess it depends on your hair and what the state of your hair is in.
I
But
think for the people to do like twice a year, those are people who got a great handle on taking care of their hair. But you have people who haven't had like a cut in 2, 3 years. Those people might need to have corrective trims like every 2 to 3 months until they get to a place where their hair is actually healthy.
that
Does
is a
that make
good
sense?
point. So
Like,
yeah, it's gonna be a
like
personalized experience for sure.
exactly. It really has to be that way, right? But if you have a woman who goes to her stylist, like she has like great hair care, she has great regimen, she's on top of it. Yeah, she's not gonna need a trim as often because she knows what she's doing. But you have ladies who like they'll have braids back to back to back to back for a year, for 2, 3 years. Well, it's a lot of damage. And if the stylist wants to cut the hair right away, she's not ready for that emotionally. So she might have to keep going so they can keep cutting. Like as it grows, you keep cutting and cutting until you can like restore her entire hair.
That is true. So someone in the comment section asks who you are. So do you mind giving a brief summary about who you are, your channel, etc., and then just where your
I do all
passion for
kinds.
natural hair comes from?
Oh, I'm Marlene. I'm outside. I'm always outside. I just love it. I just love hair because I'm trying to grow my own hair. But before, babe, I used to be like obsessed with length. So I used to be the type to get the braids and the weave, right? But then I was like, you know what? I started looking at more videos. I started following more hairstylists, more professional hairstylists, right? And I realized, like, no, Marlene, like, it's not just about growing your hair long. You actually want healthy hair. Then I said to myself, what does healthy hair actually look like? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's really like you want hair that has like a closed cuticle to it. So like, you know how it's like when your hair, you'll have a girl who gets like a silk press, for example, and from root to tip is like super shiny, it's very silky, it's very even, right? She has healthy hair. But then you'll have people who get a silk press and it's still very rough because she has
Mhm.
lots of damage. Her
So could
cuticles are
you
open.
quickly talk about your YouTube channel too? Also, before you do that, if you have any experience with Mielle Organics, whether positive or negative, and you want to come up on the stage and share your experience, be sure to hit the link that is in the chat. I'm going to leave it in the chat again, but it's also pinned on the screen as well. But on your YouTube channel, do you ever discuss natural hair? I kind of briefly.
I'm starting a new channel for that. I have a new
Okay.
channel for that.
Okay,
Happy
so
Coils, something like that. I'm starting a new channel for that because I'm trying to grow my hair out too, like, but my natural hair. Because I
and what
went
will it be
from
called? I missed the name.
what is it called? Is it Happy Curls? Happy Coils?
Okay.
I'll tell. We'll do live later. I can't
Okay.
remember the name. It's brand new. But
Okay.
I went from being relaxed to being text lax to like now I'm like really doing like full natural. But I cut my hair in 2018 to go fully natural though. But I was not paying attention to my hair, so it was growing, but it was a hot mess. So
Okay.
yeah, so this year I was like more intentional. Like, what does it look like to have healthy hair? So I've just been cutting my hair back to back to back to back. because it's a lot of damage. Because I've had lots of damage from braids and weaves.
So we are definitely going to be excited to watch your journey on your channel, Happy Coils, or however you're going to name it.
Yeah, it's
But
a happy
we're definitely
coil,
going to
something like
be
that.
on the lookout for it as well. But I guess to
Hmm.
get back to the topic about Mielle Organic, so you kind of gave some solutions about what she should do to fix the problem. Just to kind of
Yeah.
recap, you said that she should get with at least 50 to 100 of the girlies, the coily women, or just natural hair women who had the worst experience. And you don't even have to have natural hair,
No,
even if you're
I said
relaxed,
first,
etc.
on her web. I said first. I think she should embrace it head on. Don't run
Yes.
away. Don't run away from this. Okay, don't run away from this. On her website, she should have a separate website, but there should be a website for people to submit their experience, good, bad, negative, whatever. Just tell us what happened, right? Then from those people, I think initially maybe you bring out like 50 to 100 people. If it goes well, maybe that's something she does like every 3 months, like, or every 6 months she does that. And my thing is like, why would you even stop it? It's the money that she's wasting on these Mercedes-Benz giveaways. Maybe that budget should go to doing that. So that way it becomes like a community outreach type of program. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because you bought 3 cars at $300,000, right? Stop buying these cars and stop giving them to people who can't even afford a Mercedes, right? Take the 300,000 and let that be a budget for like your community outreach. And so
That's
when you have complaints, that's like you from that money, you use that money to take care of people,
That's a
right?
solution for sure. Do you
Yes.
think that this is going to get so big that the WNBA is going to take a step back? I know you kind of talked about Angel Reese. She probably will be like, if it get too big, she
I
might
mean, it
want to
depends
go
how
her own
big
way.
it gets. I think it depends how big it gets because I don't know how much she pays them. Because if she pays a lot of money, it's gonna have to be like really, really big. Because if she has a if Angel Reese has a yearly contract for $100,000 with Mielle Organics, I don't think she's gonna give it up that easily. Y'all gonna have to try
Mhm.
hard. You know what I'm trying to say? But it's like if it's a bag where she's only making like 20 grand a year, maybe she'll give it up.
But what do you think the WNBA? Because they're doing advertising. Let me see if I could actually pull
Once
that up
again, I feel
while
like
we're
with them too, like
talking.
depending on how much money they make from Mielle though. Because if they have like a 7-figure advertising deal with Mielle, I don't think they're gonna give it up that easily. Also, that's a lot of money.
Okay, that's interesting.
You see what I'm saying? Because based on how much money a person makes is how quickly or how slowly they're going to distance themselves from you,
That's a good point.
right? If the bag is negligible, like, oh yeah, sure, I don't really care about. But if it's substantial, it's going to take a lot more than a thousand people complaining on TikTok.
Because I know that a lot of girls on TikTok are saying that that's where they're headed. They want to go after the WNBA bag and just and anybody else who steps up and want to be a brand partner or whatever. But
I
I'm gonna have
mean,
this ad playing too, so we can kind of see Mielle Organic with the WNBA.
you know, because it looks cute.
I want to see if I could find Angel Reese's. Um,
Juju, I think it looks cute though. I mean, I'm glad that these young ladies are getting money from this because WB does not pay that well.
that's true. They definitely don't. So
They don't pay that well. So it's like you also as a black woman, like, do you want these young ladies not to have that money also? Like, think about that, right? So that's why I feel like if
okay, I can't find the Angel Reese one. It's probably on her page or something, but
yeah,
that is
she's there
true.
somewhere. So it's like you gotta think about that too, though. So that's why I'm like, well, I feel like if Monique handles this properly, it doesn't have to get to that. Because if you're a black woman and you're complaining, like when you know that WNBA, the girls don't make that much money. It's like what, like 50 grand a year for like to play for that thing, like for the league, whatever. So if they're making like 100,000 each or like 50,000 each a year with Mielle, do you want to take that bag away from these young ladies?
Right. And I know Angel Reese in particular just got hurt, so she's definitely gonna need to collect her bags
Her
outside
money,
of
exactly. So that's why I feel like
so
it's best if we try to resolve it.
I agree. I hope that she's taken all of this into consideration and not just
Yeah.
like it's something I hope she doesn't feel like that statement is enough because even after the statement, like if we go on TikTok and Instagram, etc., nobody, it's mixed reviews. Like, I don't feel
But I
like
think her
no.
statement was very silly though. It was like a bunch of nonsense. I'm like, what? It was like, you make no sense, Monique. She's like, my background in science. I said, Monique, you went to nursing school. You're not
Yeah,
a cosmetic chemist. It's two different things. Like, you went to read a pulse. It's not the same thing as hair science. That was
when
very
you saw
silly.
her use
Huh?
the product, did that do anything for you? Did you feel like, okay, well, maybe I'm wrong about the rosemary oil
What
when you
happened?
saw her put the product in her hair, like as she was talking, did that
I mean,
do
that
anything
did
for
nothing
you?
for me because I'm like, because sometimes we also have to be honest. Like, sometimes when you're the owner, your batch might be completely different than the batch that's being sold,
That's true. So someone
right?
asked,
So it's like,
is there a specific product that's causing the hair issue? So I'm primarily seeing the rosemary growth oil and just
yeah,
everything from that strengthening shampoo line, the mask, etc. The rosemary line is where the most complaints is coming from. But if you go on TikTok, you'll see women complain about all the lines. So at this point,
yeah.
you can't really
For me, and I feel
pinpoint.
like moving forward, also like on her packaging, she should put the pH of her products on her packaging. 'Cause I think it's time for all these people who make products for Black women to really consider like porosity.
That's a good point.
Yes, you should put the pH. Oh, this is pH 5, this is pH 7, this is low porosity, high porosity, so you know not to touch it. Because like, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these ladies, they don't know. They're like, oh yeah, it's shampoo, I can just use it, right? But it's like, because all hair is not the same, right?
But
Even
it's
some of
still
her
gonna
products.
we're still gonna need more education because just because a
Yeah,
pH is on the label, like one of the people don't
no,
even know what that means. Like it's
yeah.
just
So
like
she should put the pH on her packaging. All of them actually, all of them should put the pH on the packaging and also put the porosity on the packaging. You
that's a
have to
good
say
point.
this is for low porosity hair, because and even some of the products too, like certain and people also who are relaxed as well, they should have their own stuff as well. Because sometimes when your hair is relaxed, it doesn't react well to certain things.
Yes, I played a girl who used Mielle Organics and she was
Yes,
relaxed and
she was
it did
relaxed. It did a
horrible.
whole damage with her, and her also. She didn't pre-poo before she got in there, and you see, and that's why when you look at the line, when you look at Olaplex, that's why Olaplex has a 0 and they have a 3, because those are like your pre-poo. So you start with number 0, then you add number 3, then you shampoo your hair, right? Redken has the
Mm.
same thing, K18 has the same thing, right? Because you have to prep the hair before shampoo treatment. Because you could have residue, you could have toxins, you could have all kinds of chemical buildup, whatever. And I think one thing we also have to mention is the fact that some people can live in places that have hard water.
That's true.
And hard water also plays, so between the what buildup you have with your hair, the hard water in your area, right? And then the shampoo, whatever the pH the shampoo is, you put all them three together, yeah, it's a recipe for disaster.
That's true. So someone said, I thought porosity was a myth. African Hair
Mm-mm.
God said porosity was a whole lie. So he definitely speaks towards water absorption and how your hair absorbs the hair, etc. So that's kind of what we're referring to, but we're talking to
Me,
labeling
I
it
call it, I
porosity.
call
So
it,
that's
I
what
call it
everyone,
porosity.
yeah,
I
that's
call
what
it
everyone
porosity
is
because it's a,
familiar with.
it's a real thing. Some people's hair is always dry. Some people's hair, their hair can retain moisture. Like me, my hair, you put moisture in it, you walk outside, you come back in, it's dry all over again. It's like it's a real thing, right? We don't all have the same hair textures. Like we don't have hair that absorb moisture the same way,
Yeah,
and
so
we
we're
have to be
basically referring
mindful.
to water absorption, just like
Yeah.
African Hair God does not co-sign the hair chart, and we're using things like 4A, 4B, 4C. It's just for a reference point, but I definitely
Hmm.
the talking point about not following the hair chart, etc. Because our hair again is like fingerprints. It's just so many textures, styles, etc. Densities, absorptions. It's hard to put it into a small chart, but just for the sake of reference, we're using things like 4A, 4B, 4C,
Yeah, because you need to have
etc.
some ballpark of like what your hair is doing, right? Like
Just
when you
to educate when you're educating the collective, it's hard not to have some type of reference point
exactly.
so we have to kind of have a common ground, especially when you're talking about Mielle Organics leaning towards hopefully education. She's gonna have to have a starting point that we
Yeah.
can all kind of relate to and kind of go from there. And then you hopefully will get the knowledge and then personalize your hair care experience that fits you the best.
Hmm. You know, so I'm like, for me, I feel like that needs to be on the packaging because people need to be mindful of that. But I do feel like if you have toxins, buildup, residue, and you have hard water, and then you have a shampoo with really harsh cleaning products in there, yeah, it's I could see how this is going to be a mess. You know, so
Yes.
like with Olaplex, their number 0 is to kind of help you with that, like all the toxins and stuff, the toxins, the residue, the buildup. So like neutralizes the pH of the hair, and then you go with number 3. After number 3, then you go and shampoo your hair with number 4. But they have 2 shampoos. They have a 4C that's a clarifying shampoo, and then they have a 4 that's a moisturizing shampoo.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I see a lot of curly hair influencers using Olaplex, but I didn't know if
Yes,
they was dropping the bag
K18.
on people or if that
Yeah,
was like
no,
a
no, it's
legit full
real.
time.
K18 does the same thing also because you have to prep the hair before you shampoo the hair. You shouldn't
Yes.
just apply shampoo straight to your hair like that. Bad things will happen.
The pre-poo that I stand behind that I've actually used is the one from African Pride.
Okay.
So that's the one that I had the best results. Or sometimes if I just want like some slip to kind of get the detangling process done, I'll use a
Mm-hmm.
conditioner.
Yeah. But if you have not detangled your hair, you should not put shampoo on hair that you haven't
I
detangled.
agree with that 100% because yeah, you will have that
That's
matted
going to
neck.
be a nightmare for you. And you're not going to have the patience to detangle that slowly. And that's how you're going to start ripping your hair out. And by the time you're done, your ends are going to be see-through.
Yes, it definitely does take a lot of patience during that detangling process, and I know
Mm-hmm.
that's where a lot of
The
poly
damage.
women like yes, because it's sometimes you do have to have that patience. So I recommend maybe
Mm-hmm.
watching a TV show that you like, just kind of watching
Mm-hmm.
YouTube or just putting on just something that you can do to kind of take your time, like whatever
Mm-hmm.
you enjoy doing, like do that while you're doing it so you won't feel like you're in such a
Mm-hmm.
rush.
And investing in the right brushes.
That too.
You
Have
cannot detangle your hair with just random things. No, no, no,
because
no,
some people
no.
be using the combs that are
Yep.
not the wide tooth like all type of things. So yeah, you
Mm-mm-mm.
definitely I have the Tangler on my Amazon storefront. I use that one.
The Tangle
Um
Teaser.
yes. So that's
Uh-huh.
what
That's
I
a
would
good one.
recommend personally. But
Mm-hmm.
leave in the comments what you detangle your hair with so we can kind
Yeah.
of educate each other.
Yeah. Because I think some of the pictures that like videos I saw from the way the ends were looking, I was like, this is giving more like mechanical damage
Yeah, some was very
than
extreme and I don't
yeah.
know what
I'm
the
like, this
cause
is
was.
giving more mechanical damage. Like one girl, her hair was going like into a staircase like that. She's like, oh, I just got braids. I'm like, well, it's the braids. It's not the product. I'm like, I've seen this before. It's the braids. And because sometimes, ladies also, when they be in a rush to take these braids out, they just, pop, 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 just cutting the braids off. And sometimes you're not paying close attention. You're cutting your hair.
That's true too.
Because
I
your
mean,
hair might be longer in the braid, but because you're not paying attention when you cut off the braid, you're cutting off so fast that you're actually cutting out your hair.
it's just so many factors that could play a
Yeah.
role into why some of the women were experiencing hair loss, hair shedding, or just like you
Hmm.
said, that balding. It's just so many factors. Now, I'm not going to say that the products did not cause it because I definitely think some women have legit arguments and it
I
can't
do.
pinpoint it back to the product. But sometimes we do need more hair education as well. Some of those videos, like I said before, was like, wow, my heart goes out to those women because I know hair is very important to Black women, not just Black women, but women in general. So to have
Hmm.
to experience all of the things that I saw, shedding, balding, for whatever the reason is, like, again, my heart goes out to them. I hope that we can use this as a lesson to properly educate each other about how to
Yeah.
take care of our curly hair because that is the main focus, is not to bring down anybody's brand or bash Monique Rodriguez personally because I don't know her. I don't know, only know what I see online. I assume that she is not doing anything in malice attention.
No,
I'm
I don't
sure
think
when
so.
she goes on TikTok, she doesn't enjoy seeing videos of women
Yeah.
hair coming out by the gobs. Who will enjoy that? Like, I don't know.
Seen
But
that. She had to be like
so
really demonic for that. That's what I didn't like
yeah,
about the girl Laura. I felt like even if you're trying to bring awareness, though, you should also give advice to some ladies. Okay, it could have also been this, and that, right? But it felt like she was just like rejoicing the negativity. I'm
I
like,
do know that she does share some, and Laura, who's I'm speaking of, does share some educational videos about Black-owned hair business, et cetera. So I'm gonna assume that her intentions were pure as well, and she's just
no,
trying to
because she just
educate
kept
the
making videos
community.
after videos after videos. I'm like, girl, like, do you want to see this lady fall? Like, oh, a class action lawsuit. I'm like, before you even get there, try to talk to her first. But I just feel like there needs to be like levels of things.
We
Try to
can't, like, we
see,
don't, how do we talk to her?
like
Like, I
email her, or
would,
like
like,
she can
can
email
you
her.
call
She
her
can
right now?
DM.
She could join the
I
live.
don't
We
have
can have a
I don't
conversation.
have her
Like,
number. I just talk to her like via DMs, right? But I'm like, I always feel as though like there has to be like levels. Like you got to take like steps to things, right? Like a class action lawsuit, it has to be like for extreme negligence. Like if you are sure beyond a shadow of a doubt that Monique is just out there putting acid in these like oils and then like selling these bottles with acid in them, like yeah, that's some extreme negligence, girl. Like you get sued, okay? Like, but if you're not sure of that, like you should at least try to reach out to her, give her time to like give her time to say how she feels, whatever, but try to reach out to her and see what does she have to propose as how she can remedy the problem. You know what I mean?
I mean,
But I'm like, to
her
sit there and to just want to like enlist like a slew of women to like, let's file a lawsuit against her. And I'm like, to what avail, right? Because you, Laura, one day you might also want to have a brand. You might want to have a brand, and one day you might want to sell your brand, right? But it's like, so to me, it's like what you do to another person, remember, it might come back to you. So when you proceed with things in life, always think about, yeah, I'm upset, but I should always think about one day it might be me on the other end. Like, how would I want people to treat me?
That's true, but now that she's heard the criticism, the feedback, she
Yeah.
did have her response. And I'm speaking of Monique, and she basically, it was no education, it was no
No, I mean, I think
solution.
I'm gonna try to send her email and see. But I just feel like I just wish that more people would think like one day you might also want to have your own business, and one day you might be so successful that you might also want to sell your brand, right? And things could happen. So when those things do happen, how would you want to be handled? You know what I mean? Because say what you want. I do feel like if you're a Black woman and you have a business and you see that the majority of people who are
It's kind of cutting
sorry,
out. Okay,
yeah,
there we go.
if you are a Black woman too, like, and then you come online and you see that the majority of people who want to sue you and do all these kinds of things to you are women who look just like you, it can be very hurtful. And I think that sometimes people think, oh, if you have a business and because you're rich or whatever, that you don't have feelings. Like she's still a Black woman. And I'm like, so I don't think it's kind for her to see her sisters. Oh yeah, let's sue her. Let's sue her. I'm like, y'all, please calm down, because one day you might also want to sell your business, right? So think about that and handle people the way you might want to be handled one day, because you just never know. But I'm like, for me, a class action lawsuit, it has to be for cases of extreme negligence. Like if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that she's putting acid in bottles that she's labeling as rosemary oil and she's causing people to have these severe burns, then heck yeah, take her entire business away from her. But until give the lady a chance to fix it. Now, her first response might not be the best because I'm sure she's kind of shook, right? But hopefully she'll listen and she'll come back again and she'll try to do it. She'll try to have a better solution for everyone. But I don't feel like it's okay to like, oh, y'all want to sue her. Let's sue her. Let's sue her. I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, like you're doing too much.
I personally think that it is good that we allowed her to have a response, but since the response wasn't solution based, if women want to hold her accountable and move to step two, which it may be a class action lawsuit, I'm not going to speak against that. I think that is a personal experience about what you want to do, because I am fortunate enough that I didn't experience clogs in my hair falling out, etc. So I cannot tell those women how to feel, because like I don't know what my
I mean,
reaction would be if that was my experience. Like,
for me, I think I can tell them how to feel, because first of all, people have to realize that just because you go and file a class action lawsuit, it doesn't mean that you're going to be paid millions of dollars. Usually it's pennies on the dollars. Let's start there. And most
I
of the
would
time,
hope.
the lawyer makes all the money. Let's start there too. Like when there's a payment, when there's a settlement, it goes to the lawyer first. He takes his cut, then he pays everybody else. So let's start there too, right? And it's not even like PG Procter and Gamble is like not new to this. Like they know how to handle this stuff. So for me, it's like if your step one is I'm complaining, she made a response, I didn't like it, so now I want to file a lawsuit. I think that's a bit extreme also. Her first response was not the best. I hope people should keep talking to her. Like Monique, we want to know more about this. Hopefully, she comes back a second time with a more mature, more solution-based response where she addresses the ingredients, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But people also have to realize, right? Causation does not always mean correlation. Just because you think it might be the product does not mean it is the product. So that's also something people also have to check, because you cannot say that, oh, the only product in your house is just the Mielle drops. I'm sure there are plenty other things. And if you were to look at the ingredients also, many of the ingredients that you have from all your beauty products are probably the same things that you'll find in most Mielle products as well.
I will hope that the class action lawsuit is more than just about trying to get a payout in a bag. I will hope that it's to hold these brands more accountable, that if they are going to be marketing and selling products to Black women, they need to take more time to put the care and the proper ingredients, etc. Because we are trusting these products with our hair. We're trusting that these products and these women that are backing these products, etc., have our best interests at heart. So I think it would hopefully it's more about accountability than just money. So that's kind
Yeah, but
of
most class action lawsuits don't change behavior of companies, right? They don't. And usually they get settled. So it's usually not about changing behavior or correcting behavior. It's usually about getting paid. I do feel like maybe one thing that could come out of this too is that people do care about the stuff that companies are making and selling to Black women. Maybe start a non-for-profit that works just on that to truly educate these brands, right? And then like maybe then you force these brands to pay money into your non-for-profit. So
that's a
like
good solution
you know
too.
how you have like the PETA, the Leave Bunny, the PETA people, like where your stuff is like you don't have like animal cruelty stuff, you know, PETA.
Hmm.
Okay, like maybe like that version, but for Black women products, right? So like you can have like, let's say it's called like Black women product something, and you can have that certified logo on your website, or you can have it on your products, right? To show that you've met the requirements of that organization, that shows that you have proven that you passed the test, that you are really safe for Black women. Do that make sense?
Yeah, so someone said they're allowed to get a bag out of it. Like this ain't no Disney Channel. If you burn my hair, pay. So
Yeah, but
someone else
maybe you're
said
if
boycott
it's
Moyer and
thousands,
the lawsuit won't
you
change it.
can you're
Yeah, I
more
feel
than
like that's
welcome
pretty
to.
real.
She's more than welcome to look at most class action lawsuits. I'm telling you, it's pennies on the dollar. Seriously, it's like pennies
Even
on the
if that
dollars.
is the case,
Because
I think
even like,
that
and my thing is, in the worst case scenario, she can go like, oh yeah, the company goes bankrupt, nobody gets paid. I kid you not. You can look it
even
up.
even if that's the case, I just think that, holding these people accountable is also part of this whole
But what does
ordeal.
accountability look like though? Does it have to be like, oh, we want to like take you to court or punish you, or is it more so like we want to have a body of people who look at ingredients, look at policies, look at formulation, right? To make sure that moving forward, like any product that touches a Black woman's body is safe,
So
right?
the point of the holding them accountable is so that other products that are coming up behind them or products that already exist can know if you are going to be selling and marketing to Black women, you are going to have to put the proper education, ingredients, etc., into these products because we are trusting these brands. So that's gonna make people think twice before they just go off, sell the company, and then they just getting all these cheap products together and just living their best life, and our hair is all over the ground. And like no, like it's going to
Yeah, but that's what I'm
make
saying. Why not do what PETA has done, right? Because today having the PETA certification on your products, like it's prestigious,
yeah,
and
that
and
those
it's
are
not cheap.
solutions, but that's gonna take. I feel like maybe if that is a solution that comes from this, but right now women's hair is on the ground, so
Yeah,
we
but when
need.
that's the thing. But even when you do a class action lawsuit, it doesn't get resolved in 2 weeks. It can take years. It can take decades,
Yes, that's true
right?
too,
So it's
and
like
there's.
let's say you want to let's say you sue this lady. Let's say the payout is like $2 million. Okay, sure. And now you have to pay attorney fees of like 50%, and then the remainder of 50% is split among like 10,000 people. How much is that, right? Or you say to Monique, for example, okay, we're going to create this non for profit. Maybe you're going to be the main investor since she does have a non for profit. put the money in there, give us 500,000 or give us $1 million to start a non-for-profit that really is going to go through and like look at ingredients and formulation. And then we can sell our badges to any company who wants to promote products to Black women.
I feel like that is a good solution that will come of all of this. And
Because
even if
people think lawsuits are like super quick, like, oh, you sue somebody and like by tomorrow, like you get it. Nah.
even if the
Mm-mm.
lawsuit does take time, I feel like the filing of the class action lawsuit is going to make other businesses think twice before they just slap any type of ingredients in a bottle and sell it to us, even without the payout happening. Because right now, the lawsuit that allegedly because of the strengthening shampoo having alleged chemicals or exposures, etc., not properly labeling, that I feel like is partially that going viral is partially the reason that she responded to begin with. So
But that lawsuit, like when I looked at the lawsuit, that happened before she even sold her company.
it's two lawsuits going around. One
Yeah.
was before and one
She
is
sold the
after.
company and then they settled out of court without prejudice. Or no, with prejudice, so they can't bring it back again. But once again, I'm like, yeah, but that was not, you could see even with that one, they were looking for money. It wasn't like, oh, we want to make sure that you change your ingredients. Da, 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 da. Nah, they wanted money. Because did they require policy change or like formulation change out of that? No, they wanted money.
So someone said, no one assuming a lawsuit is processed quickly. The women want to hold the creator accountable, and if that's how they choose, so be it. Both solutions can happen at the same time. I am more on that. I believe both are good solutions. I feel like people should be held accountable if this is in fact causing the alleged hair loss, shedding, etc. But also, if you want to create these nonprofits and properly educate companies in the future, those are good solutions as well. But I feel like one is not wrong and one is right. Like if again, if all my hair was on the
I mean,
ground like some of those videos
people
I
can
saw, I
try.
would want to hold
People,
somebody accountable.
yeah, people can try and see how far it goes. But I think a lot of people will be disappointed.
Yeah, I feel like the
Yeah.
accountability is already taking place because she had to come out and answer. Like people
Yeah.
are already boycotting already, even without the lawsuit paying money out. Like, and I feel like a
Exactly.
lot of companies, black owned in particular, are taking a look at the situation and they may think twice before they just slap any ingredients in a bottle and sell it to us like it's gold magic and it's going to make our hair grow down to our waist.
But I do feel like people also, when you're trying a new product, also you should always have like a patch test also to make sure that you're not allergic to stuff.
That's a
You
good
know.
point too. There should
Yeah.
definitely be patch tests done, which I can't confirm if these women did or didn't do it because sometimes things take time to show negative side effects. And then some women were saying the product allegedly was fine before she sold in 2023, but now it's a different type of result. They feel like the ingredients, the formula change, even if the ingredients are the same, like I stated earlier, where they are getting the ingredients may be different, and that may be causing different results.
But I do feel like some people also hold it against her that she sold though. So it's like they want to have like they want to have this confirmation bias. Oh, you see, she sold, so now it changed. It's like, are you sure? I think some people hold that against her.
And some people could very well just not like the fact that she sold. So we definitely have to take everything into consideration. But
Yeah.
I definitely feel like some of these women's stories are legit.
I
Like I
think
don't
some of them are legit. I really do. I don't think anybody's making stuff up. But I'm like, there's another like hysterical train that's added onto it. I'm like, And like I said, some of them could also be fakes though. So like when it comes to her distribution change, you might have to look at that also. Like, is everybody that's selling Mielle drops actually like a registered seller?
I think that's something that she or P&G or whoever's responsible for the company at this point, they should be looking into that, like making sure that the products that they are pushing out, is the legit product or like, it's the customer. We just want to go buy some products that's going
Uh,
to take care of our hair, whether we have
you
curly
know,
hair,
because
natural hair, etc. Like all this
that's
backstory and all that type stuff,
yeah,
it's hard to expect that from the consumer.
'cause-
Like we
yeah,
work
because it's sad
jobs,
because
we
I
have
feel like
lives, we're trusted.
there's so many fakes nowadays, from designer bags to products, even food. Once a product goes viral, a product goes viral, anything goes viral. Like you have so many fakes that come out of China. So I'm like, She's gonna have to work on that too. Like, how do you make sure that when people buy your drops, they know that they're buying something or like authentic to you, like it's actually from your company and not somewhere else?
That's true.
Because there's
She's
so many fakes. Like there's fakes for everything, even fake chicken.
Yep, and that's her and her company's responsibility. Somebody said, "I think you're just coddling a CEO." So, what do you think
No,
about that? Are you
I'm no,
coddling
I'm
her
not.
because
I'm
she's a
not.
black
No,
woman?
I don't. No, I don't think so. I think me. I try to always be reasonable. I try to be. I don't do hysteria. Because I'm like, I don't see her want to put like, because for people to actually have scabs from rosemary oil, I'm like, okay. I bought organic rosemary myself from a certified dealer. I've never experienced scabs from that, but I can see how some you might have rashes, but like a whole scab, that's interesting. But like I said, it needs to be like go to a doctor. I would want to see samples from that. I want to see tests from that. But I don't feel as though this lady's intentionally selling a product that could be so nefarious to someone's health. Like that part,
Yeah,
I don't
I
believe
don't
that
think
part.
it's just the rosemary. It may be the
Yeah.
whole formula, like
And when you
with
think
the
about like
rosemary.
when I think about all these random beauty supply stores that tend to be in predominantly black neighborhood, some of them people I don't even know that they actually even sell real stuff in their stores.
That's true. Somebody said this
You
is
know?
like that pink sauce but hair. That's true.
Yeah. Like, because it's a lot of fakes coming out of China. Like, it is not a joke. Like, I just watched a video today, like earlier, about like dupes from like the Chanel dupes, like Birkin dupes, etc. Like, some of these dupes are so amazing. Like, wow, like it's freaking impressive. But they're still dupes though. But I'm like, we live in a society now where we have so many fakes. Like, you can go on Temu and you'll find like Mielle drops. You can go on Alibaba and you'll find Mielle drops, right? Like, a lot of people sell fakes. So I don't know if like a lot of these beauty supply stores are all selling real ones. Like, where are they getting their stuff from? So maybe she should think about that.
She
Like,
definitely has
if
to
it's like
take
if it's a
responsibility
skew,
for
or
that.
if it's like a skew, or if it's, I mean, I don't think I don't know if you can blame a company for being copied, right? But my thing is like if you have to make your bottle a certain color, like, I don't know. But what can you do to your product that when people see it, they can really tell apart from a real or fake?
Yes, that's something that her and P&G and all they
Yeah.
definitely have to take that into consideration because just like, they are filtering right now. It seems like the comment section is in a frenzy, but oftentimes these products or these lines, etc., they filter your opinions, your reviews, etc. They're gonna have to do
Hmm.
a better job at filtering the fakes from the reals,
For
etc.
the
That's something
real.
that they're gonna have to get in their boardrooms and meet about and figure out. But us as the
And
consumer,
that's why I said, like, even on
we
the
shouldn't have
website,
to
like
worry about that.
even on the website, where, I mean, I think people kind of should this day and age. Even with your groceries, not because I'm siding with her, but I'm like, everybody has to be more mindful now when they buy stuff and where they buy stuff from. Just like even with your ATM, do not put your ATM card into random ATM machines, right? Because we live in an age of lots of fakes. Even your food could be fake. Not trying to be funny, but it's real. But I'm like, that's why, like, in the website, if she was to register people who have complaints, I think asking them where they bought it from, like city and state, and where you actually bought it from, maybe she could notice a pattern there. Like, there's a certain city, there's a certain state, to see if maybe that's where the problem is coming from. I don't know. But I'm like, you could have many of these stores also that are selling dupes, though, like selling fakes.
Yeah, she would have to care enough to do, or in the company as well, care enough to put
She
that much
has to.
effort behind her brand. Someone said boycott and work. Someone else said that is why salon only products are best. So I actually
Yeah.
can agree with that too. Like, you're more guaranteed to know whether or not you have the real or the fake when it comes to those salon quality products. She
Yeah.
definitely
Because
needs
they're
to
they're
invest
very
in
strict.
training.
Like, salon
I
product
agree.
people, they are very, very strict who they sell to. They don't sell their stuff to random people. It's like on their website, you have to put like your ID, like your license ID, or you have to go like Cosmoprof, but they have like specific stores where they sell to. But when you just allow anybody to carry your product, I think that's another problem.
Someone said, "Okay, but people got lives to live. We don't got time to be paranoid about everything." That was my point. Like, in a hypothetical world, yes, we would care about the foods, we would care about the skincare, this and that, but we are just the consumers. We just trust these products to do what they say they're gonna do, take care of our curly hair, and that's
I
how
know.
majority of women feel. Like, they don't want to
And
have to
I
be
get
eye
that. I
dependent,
get that, ladies. I
and
do. But
they
the
want to
way,
just
yeah, I
buy
mean,
the
I
product.
get that. Yeah, I get that. I really do. But I'm like, the way the world is moving, though, I really think we should all be more mindful. You
We
know, like
definitely should.
if certain stores look sketchy, et cetera, maybe don't buy from there. Or like if you go into a certain beauty supply store and the price is just way too low, way too cheap, like that's kind of off. Maybe just go to Sally's or go to Target.
Is the problem with that is it's hard to regulate what's sketchy to one person compared to the next. What
But let's
everything's
say
subjective, so
if
it's like
okay, but let's say the price is 9.99, right? And you go to this one beauty supply store and they're selling it for $3.
you might think it's a sale. Like you said, sometimes it's buy one, get one free,
Girl,
sometimes
then
it's
I don't know.
$5.
I'll be really suspicious after everything I heard. Don't burn my head. No, thank you.
At this point, people may be suspicious, but prior to all this viral videos and things, people, everything is high. Groceries is high, our rent is high. And some people might see a deal and they might feel like, okay, that I'm gonna take this opportunity to buy this product,
You
etc.
see.
So yeah, like we're thinking about the collective. Like, yeah, there are people that are more paranoid about groceries, shop at Whole Foods, do all this. Times is
Almost too
hard.
pricey
Not
though.
everybody has all these resources and time to be at home
Yeah,
chemist and like
yeah, babe. I hear what you're saying, but like you said, if it's going inside your body or if it's going on top of your body, you have to be slightly paranoid, especially if it's too cheap. Like they say, if it's too good to be true, it might be.
that is true. I'm
Right?
just
Like I
thinking
don't, for
more
example,
about
I don't
the
buy
collective.
meat from like yeah, groceries are high, but I will never buy meat from Walmart. Like it scares me.
And
I
someone
might go to
said,
cop.
what if
I
Target
might go
is
to.
selling trash? Like it's giving victim blaming. Like that's true. Like
It's
what if
not.
we're going
No,
to
it's not. It's
Walmart
not
or to
giving victim
Target?
blaming at all. Not at all.
What if we go to Target and they're selling the fakes? Like they're selling the fakes for 20. Like, how do we know just because the store is like, wonder if they're cutting
I
corners or
mean, you
something?
might never know, but at the same time, I do feel like a company like Target, a $1 trillion company like Target, I think they care more about what they put into their shelves than like some ringly dingly beauty supply store somewhere that nobody checks, that doesn't have a nationwide brand, doesn't have a bunch of stores everywhere. It's like Target has more to lose.
Yes, Target probably do have a little bit more regulations,
They
but it's
have they
hard
have
to
way
know
more to lose
for
because then
sure.
you can trace it back to that Target. Oh yeah, I bought it from Target, like, and then like they have real consequences. But some random beauty supply store somewhere owned by some weird people somewhere that don't care. Because I think that's another thing you have to also like reckon with is like a lot of beauty supply stores that are owned by individuals that like predominantly cater to Black neighborhoods, right? Many of those people who are not Black do not care about Black people.
That's true. However,
Okay.
I feel like, yes, we can take responsibility for our own hair products, etc. What we choose to buy, what we don't, we're responsible for our own research. But at the same time, I also feel like the companies are responsible for what their product, who's pushing their product. They need to be regulating this. That should be money
Yeah,
that
no,
they're
she
spending.
definitely should.
They
She
should
definitely should.
care.
She definitely should. If that's coming up like on the website and telling people where to actually buy it, right? I think she should do that also. But I do want to say, like, if you are in certain areas, like people who do sell stuff to Black people usually are not Black people and they don't like Black people, but they know that's a way to make money.
Yes, that is a problem as well, and that's something that Mielle
Yeah, like
Organics
what?
is gonna have to take into consideration. Like you said, they could make part of their website, "Hey, these are where the legit products are.
Mm-hmm.
These are what we co-sign," so that we don't have to we don't have to worry about all this as consumers.
Yeah, because it's like there are a lot of people who are in Black neighborhoods selling to Black people and don't care about Black people.
That is true. So we've been on for like 3 hours. If you enjoy lives like this where we discuss different products, hair products that you do recommend, etc., be sure to support the live by liking. Your comments are definitely welcome. Subscribing to the channel. Is it Aman? The Aman show, right?
Hey, on.
Aman. Okay. So
Yeah,
be
my
sure
crazy.
to check out her page as well and be on the lookout for her Holy
My page
Hair
is crazy. You don't go on my page. My page is crazy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, check it out at your own will. I
I
don't know if
sure will.
anybody else has any experiences or that they want to share with Mielle Organics, good or bad, or just your overall experience about what you've been hearing us talk about. I'm going to drop it one more time before we get up out of here. But also, if you enjoy lives like this, be sure to support your girl by hitting the super chat, the Cash App, etc. Because again, this is 3 hours worth of work and it's still at 75 people, so clearly you guys are entertained, so be sure to consider that as well. Also,
Yeah.
coffee cutie mugs are still on sale. I have the journals, I have a membership channel, just so many things, so be
Nice,
sure to
nice.
check all that out.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. See, one day your mugs might go viral. They might accuse you of having like, oh, I put my lips on her mug and my lips fell out. Oh gosh.
And if someone conducted a live like this one where they're giving opportunities for positive and negative, I wouldn't feel away. I would actually probably join the live. Like that's how
Don't worry,
I feel.
I'll join the live and defend you. Like, oh gosh, are you sure it's her mug?
Yeah, I would join the live myself, or I'll make another comment based off what people are saying. So I get
Yeah.
criticism all the time. Like I don't
But you
even
know,
delete my
sometimes I
comments.
think sometimes like some people are really shy, so they can get scared. You know, some people can get scared. Like, oh, what
That's
if I
a
say the wrong thing and they just go crazy on me? You know,
that's a
I'm
good
just not the
point.
type to get scared. I don't get scared, but I'm like, she seems like she's really shy, so I can see her getting scared. Because you see, she was
Well,
like, ooh, she was reading a little script, like she was like, oh, let me read everything I wrote. I was like, what are you
well,
scared?
someone said beauty supply stores don't care about black people, but Target does, huh? That's a good point because you think these big corporations care about
Oh,
us?
I definitely think Target does. I
I
do.
don't know about
They've been
that.
no, they've been really intentional. Like they have like Tabitha in there. They give a lot of shelf space to a lot of black businesses. Yeah, they
I feel
have
like
food
we are
stuff.
the only ones who care about us, and that's why we as a collective
I
are
mean, I don't think
sticking
they
with
care
our
as like. I mean, I don't think they care as much, but I do feel like compared to like a random beauty supply store somewhere, I will say yes. I would definitely say yes. They have a
okay.
lot of initiatives, huh?
I said, okay, that's interesting. I mean, I think us as a collective of blacks, we are the only ones who
Yeah.
care about us.
There's
These
even
big
like
corporations, they
what's her
don't
name?
care about us.
Janae. This one influencer here. She does like fashion. Janae. She had a line also at Target recently. Tab has her line at Target. She has like books. She has food. She has clothing at Target.
That's
Right.
great. They're opening up opportunities for black-owned
Yeah.
business.
You
But
can find a lot of
overall,
black beauty, like a lot of black beauty stuff at Target. Um,
overall, I don't feel like these corporations really care about us either. We're taking a gamble wherever we go. That includes
yeah, but I
these
think you also
big.
have to move in good faith though. Like you're not gonna act like Target is the same as like a random beauty supply store somewhere now.
It's just two different spectrums, but I don't know if the care is any different.
Oh, come on, it's Target. Come on, like you're being a little too pessimistic. It is Target. Target
Someone
is
said
very
because we're
bougie.
buying, they care. That's the reason that
I
they
mean,
care.
at a larger scale, right? We could all say like corporations don't care; they care about shareholders, right? But I do believe that corporations who've been here for over 100 years, who care about their brand, they do care a bit more.
Okay, that's an interesting perspective for sure.
Yeah, a
So,
brand that's been here for 100 years versus one that's been here for like 6 months. Yeah, I'm gonna venture to say the one that's been here for 100 years cares. They probably want to be here for 200 more years.
interesting. Okay.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I definitely want to thank you so much for coming up for a good amount of time because nobody else was hitting the link. And I'm not seeing too many other comments about Mielle, but I'm going to give it maybe a couple more minutes to see if anybody else has anything to say about Mielle Organics, whether good or bad. What was your overall experience? And what is your opinion about the recent controversy, whether that's the CEO's response, the initial TikTok viral videos, my video, just her controversy with Linda Lynn, just any and everything. Final thoughts that you have about Mielle Organics as a collective, and also some solutions about what should be done going forward to build the gap and rebuild trust back into the brand.
Amen. Oh, that's a great question. Hopefully, she comes back and does a better video.
Don't trust Asian beauty supply stores, but let's trust white owned Target. They really care about black people, huh? And then somebody said, they
No,
sure
I
don't care
definitely
about us.
do. Oh yeah, if I had to go that way between the Asian attitude versus the European, yeah, I would trust the white American
Okay,
more.
like outside of your opinion that one is lower end and one is higher end, why do you feel like you should trust white Europeans over Asians? Like what is
Well,
making you
I think historically, from my experience, I don't think Asian people have much respect for black people.
okay, but like
I don't even think most of them consider black people to be human beings.
what about like the
I,
historical information when it comes to black versus white
I feel like because I do
in,
feel like
in your
based on I feel like based on the history of this nation, I feel like white people have more to prove. So and they don't want to be seen as the R word and things like people.
so
Yeah.
someone said every batch needs to be quality tested. That is a solution as well.
Hmm.
That is a good point, and that is definitely the responsibility of the company to invest that money versus, like you said, buying Benzes, etc.
Yeah,
Invest
that's
in
stupid.
the quality of the products.
And community outreach.
Yes, community outreach as well is important, as
Yeah.
well as being held accountable is important too. So all of it is important because if people didn't hold these people accountable, these companies such as Mielle Organics right now, we wouldn't even be having this conversation about how to have some better solutions going forward when it comes to hair care products that cater to a black audience.
No, but I never said I don't hold her accountable. I think everybody has to be held accountable.
Asians definitely do not
I
seem to
just don't
respect
feel
our
like going
community.
from what you say.
Someone said Asians definitely do not seem to respect our community,
Mm-mm.
but they want our money. So,
Exactly. I don't care. Oh, they will treat you like crap. Okay.
and someone
Ah.
plus we are acting like black. I mean, beauty supply stores have not been around for decades. Yikes! So, I'm gonna let you answer those and then finish your statement. Sorry, I start reading the comments before you were finishing what
Know
you
what
were
you say?
saying.
No, I said no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Even when they like sell food to black people, do they even change the oil?
Say that again.
I said even when they sell food to black people, do they even care to change the oil though? Like when they fry food in that oil, do they change it?
I don't know. I don't know what
Oh,
goes on
okay.
behind
Or
the
like even
doors.
like when they do black people's nails and stuff, do they even care to like sanitize the stuff? Like please, no.
So, I mean, in fairness, I mean, the ones nail
Mhm.
salons that I go to, which I primarily do my own nails, but if I do, I'm not going to one that's not sanitizing me
Yeah, a
personally.
lot of them
But
they don't treat they don't treat black human beings.
and then someone said Target doesn't even have black products like that. They have a little section and that's it. At least the Asians give us a lot more variety. That's an interesting point because the Asians do have a lot more black owned products in the stores versus like a
But
Target.
because
They have
that
a
and that's
small
my point,
section.
because they're Asian, right? Do you trust that they're actually getting the real stuff or they're getting fakes from their people in China?
That's the responsibility of the company to kind of regulate some of that stuff because we don't know.
Well, I mean, we don't know, but people gotta think about that also, right? Because like, where are they getting their stuff from?
Someone said, I always throw away the samples they give me when I buy eyeliner. And then someone else said, the Asians know it's a cash cow, but they think of us as less than human. So they're one of my moms actually agrees with you about the less than
Yeah,
human.
they're not nice. I don't know why we're pretending.
The
They're
same with
not.
liquor stores and black
Yeah,
communities. We don't
okay.
own them. White people don't let y'all in stores. Don't even let y'all in stores. So I'm not pro Asian sellers or pro European sellers. Like I don't feel like neither one of them have our best interests at heart. I feel like we as black people are the only ones who are going to look out for us.
No, I can agree to that, but I do feel like if you had to rate them, like who would you say has the best interest and heart for you? If you had to choose between a white American vendor and a Chinese vendor.
It's hard to say because I know a lot of black women are still getting a lot of quality hair care, like weaves, etc., from China. So they are trusting that over the white vendors, etc. So everything is made in China. Do you really think Americans make their own ish? That's a good point too. If you look at majority of things,
Because
um,
just because everything is made in China does not mean that there's not like levels to it, right? But a white man can go make his stuff in China. But because he knows he's selling to the American market and he's going to be held liable, he's going to go to a better Chinese vendor. But if a Chinese man knows he's going to sell to black people directly, he's going to want to go for the cheapest things, right? But we've
That's
seen like hair sold by the Chinese that had like dog hair and stuff like that mixed in with real human hair.
Someone said I make my own hair products. That is the route that I am going to go down. I'm going to start with trying to make my own hair oil, since that's kind of the product that is causing the most friction when it comes to Mielle, the
Yeah.
rosemary oil, and just kind of see like if I can put together my own oil based off what the information that I know. If it works out for me, I'll be sure to share it on my channel. So yeah, then like you said, one day maybe I'll have my own growth oil, and then I will have to face the criticisms, etc. But I'm gonna be willing to face it head on, be honest, like be, if some things are not going right, I'll be sure to listen to the consumers and improve. So
No, but you should always listen to your consumers. I think you should always listen to them. No matter what. You should always listen.
someone said DIY hair grease and oil for me. So yes, that is the route that I am going as well. Timu clothes has lead and toxins. I saw a video. That is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely look into that as well, because everybody can get the smoke. It's not just Mielle Organics. I have a lot more companies to come that I'm going to be calling out. So yes, if it's causing harm to the black community, black women in particular, I will be calling it out. So
Yeah.
my final question for the night, I guess, is, so all of this controversy is going around. What are you ladies going to do right now when it comes to the Mielle Organics products if you are a consumer of them? Are you throwing them away? Are you going to mix them with other natural hair products and hope for the best? Are you interested in the class action lawsuit? Like, what level are you on when it comes to this whole ordeal? Like, are you just gonna, just move on to another brand and just kind of let it go, wait for another response from the owner? Like, where are we at when it comes to what we are going to do moving forward as of right now? So I'll be interested to hear everyone's comments. For me, I already threw away my products long before this controversy, and I just kind of threw them away and moved on to another company. I was starting to use Tia.
When did you throw yours away?
It was a while ago. Like, I relocated like a year ago, and I didn't bring the
Okay.
products with me. So at
Okay.
least a year. So it's been a while for me, like way before this viral
Was it because you
ordeal.
were moving so you didn't feel like being bothered by carrying the stuff, or you just didn't
N-
like it so you threw it
No,
away?
I wasn't using the products anymore. They was taking up space. So I'm like, these can go. So that's
Okay.
kind of, they didn't make the
But not
cut.
because but nothing bad happened.
No, my hair was drying out when I was using the rosemary strengthening shampoo whole line. I used the mask, the growth
Yeah.
oil.
I didn't like
Um,
that one.
I stopped using that like within a month. So I threw those
Mm.
away right away. Now the
Hmm.
honey pomegranate line, I used that for a good little while, like at least a year, and I
Okay.
wasn't getting any bad experiences. But then all of a sudden I started to notice that it was drying my hair out, especially the mousse. So
Mm.
I stopped, like, again, when I moved, threw all those products, and that was a good amount of money. And they just didn't make the cut going forward, because I already was weaning off of them and using TJIN. They were just kind of sitting and collecting dust. So I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm just not gonna bring them with me. But
Maybe her mousse has alcohol in there.
it may be, because
Hmm.
yeah, it definitely is very drying. Like, and it's more drying than that blue mousse. I can't even
A
think of the
lot of
name of it.
body.
Yes, like, it's more
Mhm.
drying than that, which I'm like, that's interesting, because this is like supposed to be a more luxury brand, allegedly, that uses more high
Mhm.
quality products or ingredients, etc. So yeah, I already threw mine away. So I'm actually not currently a consumer of my organics, but I do
Mhm.
know, like, in my Discord, a lot of women still were using it prior to this controversy. I don't know what their opinions are now, but
Mhm.
a lot of women, when I was asking what are your favorite hair care products, a lot of good handful were saying Mielle Organics, but they weren't using the rosemary line. They were kind of
Mhm.
using a
The
lot of
pomegranate.
different, like, not really some pomegranate, and I can't even think of the other names of the brands because I only use those two, but they were
Mhm.
naming all different types of brands. So I won't say everybody, as of 2 weeks ago or a month ago or 3 months ago, were experiencing bad experiences when it came to the product, because like I said, some people in my own Discord were saying they were still using it. So
Mhm.
I'm
You know,
gonna
one thing I'm
say,
thinking about also is like when you go from having like a hero product and you start having all these different lines and brand, like she has like a lot of lines.
Yes,
I'm like,
like I
maybe
can't
when
even
you
keep
do
up.
too many, like it's like maybe that also gets like overwhelming, and then maybe you drop like your standards because you have so many. There's like
True. Someone said, I've been using old school products for like years now. Hair grease, pink oil, mega growth, and Hollywood beauty. Someone else said Rooted Treasures has the best Jamaican castor oil in Jamaica. Someone said probably not. I'm not sure what the probably not is too. So can you clarify? And then someone says Nora Nora B. I'm not sure what that is. Can you say what that is? Is that like a Jamaican line or I'm sorry
Nairobi,
to assume. Sorry, say it again.
Nairobi.
Maybe so.
I think it's a hair care line also.
I've never heard of that. So, I will deal with black attitude and everything. Get on my nerves too. White is white to me, and I'm not going. Okay, so are you ladies throwing away your Mielle organic products? Are you just going to move on to another brand? Are you going to participate in the class action lawsuit? What are your solutions when it comes to this whole controversy? Like, are you going to email the owner to try to get a different response? Let me know before we get out of here. What
Well,
is the
y'all should
plan
email her.
going forward?
They should email her.
Okay, so you think they should email? Okay, are you going to email her as well?
Yeah, I think they should email her. Of course, yeah, they should email her, and they should also DM her
Okay, I'm
because she's
sure her
usually up.
DM
Like
is
even on her
full.
page, she's up at like 5 o'clock. She's probably gonna be up pretty soon. She prays at 5 o'clock every morning.
Okay, so she's gonna be up in the next 6 hours, so
Yeah,
we're
she
gonna
prays on Instagram, so they should
see,
go join her
I
little prayer
don't
circle.
okay, so yeah, I'm sure her comment or the chat or whatever is gonna be filled with opinions on the next prayer circle, so hopefully she will address it. So, Nairobi Foam, okay, Asians sell you fake Louis in a minute though. So yeah, they're going back to the fake, products.
Hmm.
I was about to use the deep conditioner I had, but I am not going to use it now. Okay, so someone said they're not going to use the product any longer. So that is interesting. Okay, so we have some perspectives about what's going to happen going forward. So if you ladies want to DM her or get in her live at 5 a.m. or send her an
Hmm.
email, do you have like a direct email to her? Because I'm sure it's just like a company
I think
email.
if you
Like
go, yeah, I think she has a company email, right? But I'm like, if you go at her DM, she's there. You should DM her.
I'm sure her DMs is flooded
Oh,
right now.
she
Like
needs to answer.
she does need to
I mean,
answer.
based on how she handles this, it can only make her stronger.
I agree.
So I'm like, if face it head on, you know what I'm saying? Like face it head on, and then like, yeah, deal with the sisterhood. Come
I
outside.
I
Yeah.
agree. So I'm gonna give my chat the opportunity to give final thoughts, and then I'm gonna leave the floor to you to give final thoughts as well. But I want to thank you so much again. I'm
Oh,
definitely
thank you
gonna
for having me. You're so
email
sweet.
you after this so we can keep
Oh,
communicating and talking too. But I'm gonna give you the floor to give your final thoughts about all of this.
yes, ladies. I mean, just it's so sad that this is happening. I want y'all to have beautiful hair and long, gorgeous hair. But don't throw away your stuff. Like maybe save it for like your wigs and weaves and things like that. You know. But give her grace. Let her see if she can come back and have a better solution for you guys. But for those who are really experiencing something really awful, I'm really, really sad that this is happening to you. Of course, stop using the product. And also, like maybe look at anything else you have that you put on your hair and make sure that it doesn't have any disruptors, like any aggressive surfactant, like, and maybe go natural for a while. If you can make your own stuff for a while with like organic products that are just like raw, maybe like try doing that. But let your hair breathe, let your scalp breathe for a second. And if you can, join her prayer circle at 5 o'clock in the morning. Her page is Exquisite Mo on
Mhm.
Instagram. Yeah, that's her Instagram, Exquisite Mo,
I
and
have
DM
her
her.
page linked in the description because I have her full response video in the description, so you ladies can go check
Exactly.
her out.
So her page is Exquisite Mo, and then I think you should also email her business, and let her know what you've experienced and what would you like for her to do. How would you like for her to resolve this? No.
Gotcha. Okay, so do you want to direct them to your YouTube channel or any other thing that you may want us to
My page
know
is
about?
my page is crazy. But I'm sure we'll do another live one day and I'll send them to my hair page.
I'm definitely gonna check out your page when we get off here too. I
My main
kind of
page is
briefly,
crazy.
yeah,
Huh?
I'm gonna check it out because
My main
I
page is
don't mind a little
crazy.
crazy sometimes. So I'm gonna check out your girl.
No,
See
some
what
people are
you.
really sensitive. I don't mean to like hurt people's feelings. So that's the thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, people gotta be more mindful. But because I don't know how a lot of people. So sometimes I can come off the wrong way. But yeah, but it's sad though. I don't know. It makes me a little bit sad. I don't like to see black businesses and black consumers not be happy with each other. I want us to
I
win.
agree. I hope this live was fair and balanced. I hope I gave everybody an opportunity, whether you agree, disagree, positive or negative. I hope everyone feel like they got their opinions heard. Someone else in the comments said they don't know what they're going to do at this point. I hope if you rewatch this live or kind of see conversations that's happening all over TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, you can make the best informed decision whether you
Mm-hmm.
decide to use it or not use it. It's ultimately up to you. If it's
Mm-hmm.
not causing your hair any shedding, balding, or any negative side effects, then you should do what works best for you. That is what I'm always going
Mm-hmm.
to advocate for personally on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said this live was great. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. If you
Yeah.
enjoy lives like these that is like 4 hours long, please consider hitting the super chat to donate to the channel or checking out all the great things that I have over in my description box as well. But I'm gonna let your girl go to bed, and I'm about to go to bed too. I will not
Well,
be dropping a
thank
video
you.
tomorrow because this was long. But thank you again
Thank
so
you so much
much.
for having me. You guys are
Have a
super
good night's
sweet.
sleep.
All right, you guys, enjoy your week, everybody. Enjoy your week. Have a blessed Monday. Talk to you guys
Bye.
soon. Bye bye. How do I leave this place?
Someone said this was a great live. I enjoyed the conversation. Very unbiased, great show. Thank you so much. That was the goal. So I'm so glad that I was able to have that come across to the audience. And Marlene is a wordsmith and a talker. Love her. Good night. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, everybody. Thank you again, Marlene, the Amon show. Oh, the Sava. I hope I'm saying your name right. Hey, I know you be in my comment section. So thank you for stopping by this live. I know this live is long as heck. So if you are here from 7:30 all the way to 11 p.m. Central Standard Time, thank you so much. But if you weren't here from the beginning, be sure to check out the replay because it's just so much information in this live. But I am going to go to bed now. So good night, everybody. I hope everyone has a wonderful Monday. Back to work tomorrow for most of us. Good night, everybody. And until next time, see ya.